City ground, and Bubba.
Well, that was absolutely calm.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the lateness. Welcome along to Dozzers Football Stand for this evening's live season review of the English Premier League. This is obviously a chat show, and I'm obviously using StreamYard, so excuse me if I don't have the camera on, but I always know whenever I have the camera on StreamYard, it bloody kicks me off. It's a pain in the backside. StreamYard sometimes. Joining me is Liam Martin and Garrick once he's got his devices sorted. I don't think Liam's back from the shop yet, so we'll just talk for the moment anyway. I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to the stream. We've got a quiz coming up at about 9:00ish. We'll have obviously, with Garrick being on 5 questions for each team, for United and for Brighton. We were going to be joined by one or two others. They unfortunately have had to drop out, but we may see them potentially later on this evening. I'm Doyle Johnson. Welcome along to the stream. Please drop a like on the stream. That would be absolutely marvellous. And make sure, of course, to get involved in the live chat throughout the stream and as much as possible. So, Premier League season review 2022 to 2023, and what has been a pretty entertaining season for multiple different reasons. We've had, for I think the first time in quite a while actually, all 3 teams that got promoted from the EFL Championship have all survived in the Premier League. And this time we have some teams that you wouldn't really expect to be in the relegation zone have actually ended up being relegated. The champions of 2016, Leicester City, gone from Champions League and title winners to EFL Championship. This is the first time they've been in the Championship since 2013, and that was, of course, when they won the EFL Championship. I believe it was 2013 or was it 2014? Either way, they relegated Doncaster Rovers in that game, in the game that they won, and secured the title for the EFL Championship. Leeds were champions back in 2020 or 2021, I think it was. Yeah, 2020. Obviously, when the leagues were actually postponed due to the COVID pandemic, and they've now gone from Premier League straight back into the EFL Championship after 2 or 3 years. And can't lie, I wasn't at all surprised. But Southampton have been the big surprise this season, having an awful season. I think they only picked up about 30 points, if that, this season. They had an absolutely horrendous season, and they got promoted back in 2012. So that's the first time in now 11 years that they've been in the EFL Championship. With regard to top 4, though, obviously in the title race, obviously very, very entertaining title race, which unfortunately for Arsenal, they absolutely bottled against teams that realistically they should have been winning against. Southampton being a prime example, dropping points against Liverpool as well. And that cost them big time. Manchester City nicked the title. And also a surprise package this season. I'd say a surprise package. Wasn't really much of a surprise when they actually got the oil money, as people call, which was, of course, Newcastle United. Newcastle United this season have had quite a season, actually. They had a very good first half of the season. Obviously, Eddie Howe, I nearly forgot his name. Obviously, Eddie Howe had a really, really good season for Newcastle United. And being realistic, to be honest, I think this season coming, they could potentially, if they play the cards right, they could potentially be in the title race this season. I'm saying it now. Newcastle could potentially be in a title race with the likes of Manchester City, etc. Manchester United, of course, another good season for United compared to recent ones as well. First season under Erik ten Hag went all right, actually, in the end. Let's have a look. We'll get to other things in a minute. Let's have a look at the live chat. We have got... what's the point starting a stream at 8 o'clock? Well, I could have started it at 9 o'clock if you wanted, mate. Who is stronger, Daddy or Daz in weights? Dad's probably stronger than I am. Late as always. Yes. Hello. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you, Elliot. Thanks for joining us. Today would be nice. Oh, okay. Mr. Liam Martin's gone for I don't know what. He said he was going to the shop and he'd be back, but he went at 10 to and he still isn't back. So, and it's only supposed to be about 2 minutes down the road. New fixtures for us on Thursday. Ipswich away, first match we requested. Good, you can have an away trip to Middlesbrough and get nil pra at the start of the season. Would be a good start. What about Newcastle? Yeah, I was coming on to Newcastle, wasn't I? They've had a cracking season, to be honest with you. So that's good. Phones over this. Don't you? 2 seconds. Oh, this is going well. Garrick's devices are going slow. What is this stream? It's called...
Right.
Oh, hello.
Back, hello. Yeah. I thought it'd be like 5-10 minutes. Well, I'm 20 minutes. But yeah. Hello.
Is there no...
Just which
Look, hello, Liam. Nice of you to join us again. Hello. This is the season review for just tuned in. Welcome this week. Season review for the Premier League. Me and Liam at the minute, and then if Gareth manages to get his, well, I'm on a PC as well, mate. I'm on a laptop or PC, whatever. Should have a built-in mic. It normally does. Everyone does a single alert. No, I am not. Famous daddy noise downstairs. Ignores the comments. Is he not reading the comments? Show your face out. If I do, mate, StreamYard keeps kicking me off, so I don't particularly use StreamYard. I don't use StreamYard very often, to be honest with you. Here he is, Mr. Norwich obsessed. Who's Liam Martin? The guy that's on the stream with me now came out of the League One tunnel. The famous man is back.
Coin, by any chance?
Famous man is back single. I thought he and me were going strong. No,
what do you think
me and me are still together.
That's a new coin, isn't it?
Has it got Prince Charles? Has it got King Charles on it?
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture.
Has it? Oh, Garrick's actually got his mic on.
Yeah. Does that work?
Nice of you to join us.
Yeah. I just had to find the right.
Yes, I can hear you.
Somewhere.
Yeah, well, it works fine anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I say you do normally join on your phone when you come on. It's normally fine. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Scotland winning. Not anymore. The game has been suspended due to waterlogged pitch after 10 minutes. Why didn't just postpone it before? I will never know. That means Georgia have to travel quite a long journey back to to Georgia, obviously. No mini Dazza yet. No. Right. Right. Let's have a look here. So if you have tuned in, welcome to the stream. We've got a quiz. We've got a quiz coming up at approximately about 9 o'clock-ish. I after we've talked sort of about the season and all that jazz. Good to have you back on, Garrick. It's been it's probably been about a year nearly.
Yeah, it has. I think the last time might have been when we used to do like the weekly football roundups or something like that. I think it might have been.
I think the last time will have been the Premier League quiz last year.
Yeah.
So I think so. So what's happening? Is it going to be back? I don't know. I've currently got Sky Sports News on anyway. Just anything. Oh! Why can I hear myself?
Think it's echo on Liam's end.
Oh, bye. Yeah, it is. I think. Oh, he sent this kind. No, it's not new because it's got Queen Elizabeth. It's the Queen. It's not new. Your echo. Yeah, I think it was on Liam's end. Right.
Yeah.
Best idea, by the way, is to avoid that. Make sure on your mic settings on here that you have echo cancellation turned on. Otherwise, it might echo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just a tip for next time. Anyways, welcome both of you to the stream. Thanks for joining us. We've had one or two dropouts, but we'll see what happens later on in the. We'll see what happens later on in the stream. Both our pictures bad. Mine's way better. Mate, it's better than the last one. I prefer this to the last one. At least you got a photo of me in the middle, which is fairly accurate, or should I say me a little bit tanned. But I think it's just the way it looks on the stream. A lot of the times on the stream, it just doesn't show up very clearly. Why, I don't know. So, lads, good to have you back on. Welcome to stream. Very entertaining season overall in the Premier League. We've had some very entertaining relegation battles. Everton just about once again surviving relegation. We've had teams getting into the top 7 that I don't think many people will have expected. A lot of surprise packages. We've had Chelsea having one of the worst seasons they've ever had. We've also had no one can beat mine, but but yours is some sort of game thing. We've had a very entertaining title race for once. It's not been all Manchester City, albeit it ended in Manchester City's favour, but it was a lot tighter and a lot more entertaining title race compared to recent seasons. There's nothing compared to last season when Liverpool and Man City just battled it out in the last game of the season. That was quite entertaining, actually, I've got to say. But we'll start off with you, Garrick. A quite remarkable season, and obviously when Graham Potter left Brighton to go to Chelsea, I thought this might be where Brighton start to go down. But De Zerbi's come in and has done a remarkable job given the team he has. And I'm not saying your team's bad; it's a decent team, but I didn't think it was going to do as good under De Zerbi as it did with Graham Potter.
Yeah, I think all Brighton fans had that concern, to be honest. We'd already lost Bissouma and Cucurella in the summer, which, were massive setbacks if you think about it. And then we had Potter leave us, like 5 games into the season as well, which I don't think anyone could have expected, all of these players to go. In fact, all season we've had so many setbacks. We had that. We had Mwepu retire because of a heart condition. We had Trossard forced for a move. We had Caicedo almost leave for Arsenal at some point. We had some terrible officiating sometimes, like the Spurs game. It was around everywhere in that we should have had like 2 penalties. One of the goals that was disallowed wasn't handball. So we've had that. We had another game. We were playing our rivals Palace. And there was a goal that wasn't offside, yet it was given as offside. So we've had so many things against us, yet we've still achieved Europa League, which I think is remarkable.
Yeah, it was quite a remarkable season. The first time you got into Europe, I think, in the club's history, to be honest with you. I was quite surprised. Hughes, along with probably Aston Villa, was certainly the surprise package. I don't think anyone would have expected either of you to be in even battling for the European spots, never mind even getting into the Europa League. I mean, next season now, obviously, because you got the new season, the fixtures obviously came out and all that jazz. Yous have got his last game of the season. Hopefully, you don't get a bloody last-minute penalty for nothing, like you did earlier on this season. That was, that was just ridiculous. But I think next season, obviously, I think a lot of the Brighton players, I think, will be focusing maybe a bit more on the European side. With obviously, this is the first time that you have got to the Europa League or the UEFA Cup, as it was back in the day. You know, it's your first time in a European competition. Do you think your team's going to focus more on the Europa than the league?
Yeah, I think we would, because Brighton have never qualified for a European competition before, so it's a massive achievement for the club, and to just completely neglect it would seem to me completely stupid. To be honest, you look at West Ham, who almost got relegated this season until they sort of turned things around a little bit at the end and got themselves out of it. They put everything into the Conference League and eventually won it. I'm hoping we'll do a similar thing here. That's West Ham.
I say it'd be quite remarkable. I say Hughes could potentially, not saying you will, but you never know. If Hughes get to the quarterfinals, you could potentially play Liverpool. That is always a possibility, and it's going to be strange for you, isn't it? Because Hughes, I mean, the likes of Brighton fans probably won't understand all the regulations and all that jazz that goes on with the group stage draws, etc., for the Europa League. But obviously, Hughes can't play against anyone like Liverpool who are in the Europa League. You can't play anyone from the same league, nation, etc. And then
Liverpool probably won't get that far anyway because they're cack. So, you know.
And then I think with Hughes finishing sixth, Hughes will be. I believe you'll be actually in the playoffs. I don't think you'll be in the group stage. I think you'll be in the playoff round for the Europa League to get to the group stage, which means an extra few games to add on due in August. So I say it's going to be a difficult season, I think, for you. But I say I reckon you can, depending on who you get in the group stage and who you get in the playoffs, etc. I reckon you can definitely get into the Europe. I reckon you can get into the round of 16s. Personally, Sam McNeil talking about Bournemouth here. This is, I think, going to be a different season with our new manager. Who he's going to be good? Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, I think personally. Oh, there goes me fan. I think personally. I thought the sacking of Gary O'Neill was very strange. However, I knew that there must have been someone. It must have been someone in line for the management job, because you can't. I mean, a manager who's done rather well. I mean, he's done rather well for. I mean, he's not a particularly experienced manager as such. He doesn't have a lot of experience as a manager. Like for me, Gary O'Neill was a good manager for Bournemouth, but of course, you know, I can now understand why they sacked him if they had a man in line. And don't get me wrong, I don't know too much about the new manager, but the new manager effect can always make a big difference. So I say, be interesting to see what happens next season. Personally, they are. Oh right, sorry, my mistake. They're in the Europa League. They're straight in the Europa League. Was that the group stage they're in? Because City won the FA Cup. Oh, right, apologies, because as far as I knew, as far as I was concerned, sixth place was potentially the playoff rounds. But obviously, yeah, Manchester City won the FA Cup, so obviously that changes, doesn't it? Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, I can confirm that we go straight into the group stages. So before the
that's ideal. Then.
before the Conference League got introduced, I think there was 2 qualifying rounds for the team that finished 7th, because it used to be 7th went into the Europa League as well. But now it's the Conference League. The team that goes into the Conference League will now play 1 playoff game in that, but the Europa League places remain the same as they always have.
Oh yeah, well, my mistake. To be honest with you, mate, with the amount of different changes they've made, it gets very confusing. Why couldn't they just keep it simple?
At least we don't.
One team you will see in the Europa League group stage next season, and probably against a lot of the odds, given how poorly they did in the league, is actually West Ham United, because they are they are the Conference League champions. And the one team to watch out in the Europa League, obviously this season, will 100% be Sevilla. Well, it won't be Sevilla, because Sevilla got to the Champions League, didn't they? Will be the teams like Feyenoord and potentially Roma, because they're very, very strong. Very, very strong team. So I wish you luck in the Europa League, because I reckon with the team you've got, and if you can keep a lot of the players, maybe bring in 1 or 2 other players, but I think with the team you got, I think you'll be more than capable of getting to the knockout rounds. Obviously, it just depends on your opponents. There's some good teams. Well, I mean, so am I. It could have been completely different, though, couldn't it? I would have took Bald Haag. Yeah, well, you were never going to get him, were you, mate? Tell the fans about a security breach yesterday at the famous HQ. No, there wasn't a security breach, mate. We just had someone at the door. Honestly. Anyways, on to United, Liam. First season under Erik ten Hag, and we didn't get many signings this season.
What I called him, Egg.
Egg. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I mean, considering he hasn't had too many signings, and with the team he's had, I think he's had an excellent season.
Yeah, obviously got us a trophy, which is brilliant. Which is normally called the Man City Trophy, Carabao Cup, because they normally win that as well. But it's great to win that, beating Newcastle.
Newcastle fans will call it the Mickey Mouse Cup now.
Yep, and never have Carrier Singo ever again. Because otherwise, if you do, and it's in a Prem game, that's about 3 goals to us. Anyway, well, he is awful. He's generally awful. I remember in Champions League against Liverpool against Real Madrid. Wasn't it Benzema that scored that daft goal?
Oh yeah, he walled it straight to Benzema that went in. That was yeah, I mean, to be honest though, you got to remember with the Carabao Cup is, let's be honest, if Nick Pope was in goal that game, it's a completely different game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I think we were rather fortunate that Nick Pope decided to be a dafto and get himself sent off against the Scousers for coming out and punching the ball away practically. Or did he grab the ball? I can't remember what he did. Did he grab the ball? Did he punch it? I can't remember what it was actually. Yeah, but yeah, that was one of the big talking points for Newcastle.
And to get third as well, which is brilliant, to be fair.
I know I was rather pleased with that, to be honest with you. I think like some United fans will say it hasn't been that good a season because we only won the Carabao Cup. You know, we didn't win the FA Cup final against City. I wasn't expecting us to anyway. You know, we didn't get past the quarterfinals of the Europa League. But for me, in the first season, Erik ten Hag has done better than the likes of. He's done way better. He's done. No, I'm not on about him. I'm saying he's done a lot better than we did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for starters. You know, I mean, he's got us third in the league. Got us to a European quarter final. Yeah, too many mistakes defensively from. Well, I mean, I don't want to single players out, but I think you know the players I'm on about really. too many mistakes in the game against Sevilla. That's what really cost us. But a European quarter-final, top 4 finish, a trophy, and an FA Cup final in the same season, with the squad we have, for me, that's a very good season, that. And it's a lot better than a lot of the seasons we've had. If people are saying it's not that good a season because we didn't win that, well, whether you think the Carabao Cup isn't a particularly good cup or whether you think it's a good cup or not, or some people think it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, at the end of the day, it's still a good trophy to have in your cabinet. It's still a fairly big trophy. And speaking of the cup, I've got to say we were lucky to get to the FA Cup final because I didn't think we deserved to beat Brighton whatsoever. So, in fairness, it's probably justice that we didn't win the FA Cup because we didn't really deserve to go through to the final.
Neither did Brighton deserve to beat us at the Amex either. So there we go.
Yes, but what's that got to do with the FA Cup semis, mate?
It just evens it out, mate.
I don't know about evening it out because we go back to...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Like with that last-minute penalty, I noticed things go round quite a bit. Like I don't know if you remember. I think it was like the 2020 season where
you got to remember, Liam, we had a penalty after full time against them.
And it's sort of the football's gone in cycles in that we've got a penalty at the absolute last minute in that game. So and we ended up winning that game as well.
I know. Yeah. I mean, look, we've had some controversial decisions in this season's Premier League in a lot of the games. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the referees have an agenda against Casemiro because he's been sent off goodness knows how many times this season. But also, it seems like a lot of people think they have a love for Liverpool as well. Now, at the end of the day, like whether you support a team or not, like being a referee, people have to realise being a referee is a very difficult job. I realise that being a referee is a very, very difficult job. But a lot of the times they get the decisions wrong. And even when VAR tell them to have a look at the decision, they still get it wrong. I'm trying to think of one of the other decisions this season.
It took them 38 weeks to get Liverpool a decision against them. So there we go.
Yeah,
I know Brighton have had their fair share of decisions go against them.
Yeah, we had. I mentioned that earlier in that we played Spurs. I think it was in April time around then, and there were 2 or 3 penalty claims that we had that you look on the replays, and to me they're pretty obvious at the penalties. There was another goal that was ruled out for handball, which again that was questionable. And then we had one against Palace where
you'll love that.
the VAR drew the offside lines on the wrong player, and it turns out Estupiñán was onside even, because he drew the wrong lines.
I think it's fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, that the referees on VAR either 1 need training or 2 they need device testing. Some of the decisions on VAR are just ridiculous. Isn't that the game where both managers got sent off?
The Spurs one was, yes.
Oh, yeah. Can I just say, by the way, I mean, obviously, this isn't Brighton or United wise, but can we say one of the biggest surprises this season, right? And I know, I say biggest surprises. I think it was just a big surprise. The scoreline was a big surprise. I don't think Newcastle actually winning was a surprise at all. But one of the biggest surprising results this season, 2 of them actually, probably more than that. Some of the surprising results this season, obviously, your 6-0 against Wolves was one of them.
Yeah.
We knew you were going to win, but the scoreline wise, Liverpool winning 7-0 against us, unfortunately. I had to mention it. The 6-1 for Newcastle against Spurs. They were 5-0 up in like 22 minutes or something like that. It was unbelievable. We've had some really big and some very surprising results this season. And I'll tell you what, another one that really shocked me in this season's Premier League, if I can find the result again that I was looking at. I'm trying to remember trying to remember what the result was now.
7-0 wasn't very good. Pen Merchant scoring about 3 or 4.
Pen Merchant?
Salah.
Mate, Salah only scored. Did he only score 2?
Oh, however many he scored, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, this was it. The biggest surprise and probably the best game of the season that you're going to see for a while. Probably along with the West Brom Manchester United 5-all back 10 years ago, has got to be that Southampton 4-4 against the Scousers. That, I mean, what a way to finish the season, especially for Southampton, already relegated. They're playing for pride. They come up against Liverpool and they score 4 past them. What I want to know, where was that performance earlier this season?
Yeah, it's a good point in that. I don't know what happened at Southampton because they've always, the last few years they've always been mid-table. I don't think their transfer window was that bad either. But it just seemed to have fallen apart. Like I think sacking Hasenhüttl maybe wasn't the best idea because they brought in Nathan Jones and it completely went wrong for him from there. And Ruben Sales had quite a huge job to do to get him out of a relegation zone. He just couldn't do it. So it could be that there's dressing room problems. We do know that these things go on frequently in football. This happened to Brighton a few seasons ago and we almost got relegated because of it. I don't know, but I'm sure they'll be back up into the Premier League in no time.
Yeah, well, I was saying to Liam a while ago, and I think we both put it in like an early season, like little bet or something like that. The Southampton, although they're not favourites to win the league, Leicester I think are favourites. Both me and Liam I think have gone with Southampton to win the championship. It wouldn't surprise me with the team they have.
They're 8-1.
Oh dear. Right. Well, I don't know, but no. I mean, I think the likes of them and Leicester will probably come back up. Leeds, I think, will be looking for top 6. I don't think they'll come straight back up. I just want to say, by the way, welcome everyone who's joined the stream. Thank you very much for joining us. Apologies if I don't get to the comments very quickly. I'm trying to get all of our points across at the same time and all that jazz. When the infamous door was being knocked, basically Daddy turned into a Wattweiler. Bournemouth getting 12th for next season. Where did they finish? Did they finish 12th this season? No, it was Chelsea. I think they finished. Did they finish 13th or something? I'll have to have a look at the table again. Unfortunately, I don't know the table in my head. Be good if I did, to be honest with you, but unfortunately, I don't have a photographic memory. Where did they finish this season? They finished 15th. Finished 15th, 6 points ahead of the relegation zone. So they were definitely.
Who's this?
No, sorry.
Oh, Bournemouth.
Sorry, that was West Ham. Sorry, it was West Ham who finished 6 points ahead. I'm reading the wrong score. 39 points have finished on. They finished 5 points ahead of the relegation zone. So they were definitely going to be safe. Finishing 12th next season. That's it. It depends. I mean, I don't know much about this new manager personally, but I think if he can do a really good job with the squad, and I mean, obviously Tavernier just signed a new contract till 28. So, I think if the likes of Tavernier can play really well, and he's been superb for them this season, and I think if the team gel with the manager and, you have a decent start, I can probably see he's finishing maybe 12th or maybe pushing for the top 10. I mean, one team that's surely going to have a better season is definitely Chelsea. I cannot believe what has happened to Chelsea this season. And it's all since they sacked Thomas Tuchel. The biggest mistake that they could possibly make, getting rid of Tuchel, who got them to Champions League, got them into Champions League group stages, and you name it. Yeah, they had a fairly poor first half of the season. They get rid of him. Graham Potter goes in, and we know how good he was with Brighton and Hove Albion. It's a totally different task when you're at a club like Chelsea. I just think he crumbled under the pressure. I think a lot of the players didn't want to play under him, and it just all went tits up, really, didn't it, from there?
Yeah, did.
I mean, with Chelsea, it turns out why Tuchel got sacked. I can't guarantee whether this is true or not, but I did hear this somewhere. That spelling is appalling, by the way.
He's named after an airport, is he?
I have been called that before.
I mean, you've probably been called worse things in the past, so...
Yes. Yeah, with Tuchel, I don't know how true this is, but I heard he was sacked because he was having an affair and he was like always on the phone while like doing training and things like that. And that's why they sacked him fairly early on. I don't know how true that is, but that is what I heard somewhere.
Oh, well, all I've got to say to that is that's a fair enough, to be honest. Right. And the jokes have started. Elliot's made a good point. I assume he's on about the Southampton-Liverpool game that we were talking about. I mean, it is a good point. You know, that could have been the reason. However, Liverpool did play a slightly weaker squad, but they still had loads of big names in there. And, I mean, I know they had Kelly in goal. I mean, that's, we don't normally, but I don't think... Was Alisson wasn't available, was he, for that game? Because Adrian was on the bench. He wasn't anywhere to be seen. Didn't he pick up an injury or something, if I'm not mistaken? They still played Joe Gomez, Trent, Joel Matip, who else did they play? Well, Tsimikas, I mean, they normally would play... I think they'd normally play Andy Robertson, but again, Robertson wasn't even on the bench either. They still played Fabinho, Curtis Jones, James Milner, Firmino, Salah, Jota. It is a slightly weaker squad, probably maybe defensively and maybe in midfield, but that front three is enough to torture. Is enough to put a sword through anyone, really. It's a very difficult front three to try and mark, to be honest with you. When you're against the likes of Salah, who, funny enough, didn't even score, but he got assists. When you're against Firmino, who was, I think, on his final game, Diogo Jota scored too. He's been all right. I mean, I say he doesn't seem to be getting started ahead of the likes of Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, but Diogo Jota, for me, is a quality player. He's been a quality signing for Liverpool ever since he joined. And, even though they played a slightly weaker squad, you'd have still expected them to win against a relegated side. But again, Southampton proven that, yes, they're going down. They're not going down without a fight. They didn't go down without a fight. Just unfortunately for them that... their good performance, their good performances came at the wrong time. And obviously, I think, was it when they, when was it that Southampton were relegated? Was it when they lost to Fulham? It was when they lost to Fulham, wasn't it? When they were announced relegated.
Yes. I think it was like 3-1 or something like that.
I'm trying to find it here.
Overall, with Southampton, it was an appalling season. Usually with Southampton, they're Brighton's bogey team, the team that we never really seemed to beat. But this season we did the double over them, and both games were, I'd say, fairly comfortable. There wasn't too much doubt we'd win it once we went ahead. But,
Yeah, you're not wrong there, to be honest with you. I say, it's such a strange one because I think at the start of the season, everyone would have expected Southampton to be mid-table or sort of bottom half of the table. But I don't think anyone could have expected them finishing in the relegation zone or even bottom of the league. Like, I think the odds on that were very, 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 very high. I mean, there was very high. Sorry, very low. Like, I don't think many people would have expected that. Same as I don't think many people would have expected Aston Villa getting into Europe either, along with obviously Brighton and Hove Albion as well. Arsenal, obviously, I think were third or fourth favourites for the title this season. Manchester City obviously being the favourites. That was quite an entertaining title race. Just unfortunately for Arsenal, they blew it.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier on in the season was before we played Man City the second time, so this was like last game of the season. I thought
that was a good game.
I thought Man City were the only team that outplayed us. This is when we played them at the Etihad. They comfortably beat us. With Arsenal, we had a chance. We were in the game throughout. We kept putting the pressure on them. And it was a similar thing with every other team we played. But Man City were just on another level. So I could sort of see Arsenal bottling it, with also that they hadn't played Man City at all midway into the season. So they could have easily dropped 6 points there, which they did.
And they're still called the Bandit Club.
Fair enough. Anything you want to say, Liam? You can talk, by the way.
Yes or no? I do
know. If they had Alisson, they would have won. What do you think was game of the season? 2-2 Liverpool Arsenal. Without a shadow of a doubt. Definitely without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, that Liverpool-Arsenal game was one of the most entertaining games of the season, along with the 4-4 with Southampton. That was definitely one of the top games this season. You know, no one can deny that Liverpool-Arsenal game was one of the best games this season. And I'll tell you one, I mean, I'll also say, by the way, that that FA Cup semi-final between us and Brighton, although it was 0-0, was probably one of the most entertaining semi-finals I think you're going to see. For many different reasons. On that. Some of the saves that Robert Sanchez made was just remarkable.
Yeah, I thought it was like a really entertaining game. Like, I was at the game. I thought it was end to end. I thought it was 50-50. Maybe Brighton had the edge, but maybe that's bias. I don't know. So I wasn't I didn't think we were robbed. Even though we lost that game, I didn't think we were robbed because I thought it was quite level. But yeah, it was a really good game of football.
I know, very, very good. I say, luckily for us, it ended in our favour. But I knew, I will say, by the way, that I knew that Solly March was going to miss because the way he ran up, and obviously once Weghorst kissed the ball, that immediately sends bad luck because he's been bad luck all season, Weghorst. So I knew as soon as he stepped up, he didn't look very confident either. And trying to go for like the top corner or whatever it was with your left foot, I just had a feeling it wasn't going to work out, to be honest. Elliot saying, what about when we smacked you 4-1? I'm trying to think. Is he on about games of the season or whatever?
He might have been referring to when Brighton beat Chelsea 4-1.
No. Elliot's a Newcastle fan.
Oh, yeah, he'd be talking about because we lost to Newcastle 4-1 later on in the season.
To be honest, right? I mean, is anyone surprised? Because the way Newcastle are playing this season, I mean, Newcastle were probably about as good as Manchester City, and they finished 4th in that second half.
I think what happened in that game was we got to the 2-1, and then we were putting everything for an equaliser. And to be honest, I thought the game was looking like we would get an equaliser, but then Newcastle caught us on the break once, got us a 3-1, and then they did it again a minute later, and that's where the 4-1 came from. But this is how the game works. You take risks. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In that game, it just completely didn't work.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So when Newcastle can find that goal, then they just go on from there. The one game, and I'm very surprised that Newcastle didn't win, considering they absolutely battered them. It was like watching it was like a game of squad battles. Literally, what were the stats for this game? 23 shots to 1. Leicester City drew 0-0 at St James's Park with only 20% possession. And they got hammered from start to finish. That is a point that, if Leicester had stayed up, and Everton had obviously gone down, they were lucky against Bournemouth, to be honest. But if Leicester had stayed up, that result at Newcastle will have been a big talking point. Because although they were getting absolutely hammered, they were denying Newcastle at every opportunity. Like, that is a massive point. You get a point away to Newcastle, like with the team that Newcastle have, and they have a crack inside. As much as I hate them, obviously, being a smoggy, as much as I hate them, you've got to admit that Newcastle are quite a team. Hence why I reckon that they could potentially be potential. I'm not saying they will be, but they could potentially, if they play the cards right, be in the title race next season. They had one of 6 games without a win. It was looking like we wasn't getting top 4, but we did it. Now, I think, to be honest with you were going to get top 4 ahead of Liverpool. With the way Liverpool were playing this season, even with the team they had, they were garbage for a lot of the season. But they were nowhere near as good as Chelsea. They were nowhere near as bad as Chelsea. Like,
I was looking at how long it took Man City to win the league since they got the takeover, and it took them, I believe, 4 years. But the year before, they won the FA Cup as well. So it could be very soon we see Newcastle starting to dominate the Premier League, because it does seem to run in cycles. Yes, City are winning it a lot in the moment, but that cycle is going to go away. There's usually one different team each decade that dominates, and that could well be Newcastle this decade.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. By the way, just while we're talking about Newcastle, by the way, for those in chat, we will start the quiz in the next 10 minutes or so. Just talking about Newcastle, by the way, obviously we know they've had a really, really good season, got themselves into the Champions League for the first time since 2002 to 2003, I believe. Back when they had Shea Given, Alan Shearer and co playing for them. Like, getting to the Champions League is quite an achievement, but when you're a team that haven't been in there for about 20 years, that is quite an achievement. And I think the same question that I asked you about Brighton with the European side, do you think the same applies for Newcastle?
Is this with what you think they're going to prioritise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll ask that again. I'll ask that again because I worded that totally wrong. Same with Brighton, Aston Villa, etc. Will Newcastle focus more on the Champions League? I personally don't think they will, because I think they want to go for the title.
Well, I guess it depends. Like Brighton's situation, it's a case of that we may never get Europa League again. There's a good chance we do a Southampton. It seems like we are going that route. With that, we lose, a couple of our good players every season. You think the conveyor belt's going to end soon, which is what happened with Southampton. But Newcastle, I'm saying this because it's like with Brighton, we buy a load of young players from South America or somewhere like that, and then we sell them on for major profits a couple of years later. Eventually, there will be a point where the players we get aren't as good. And other teams realise what we're doing and then replicate it. So
yeah.
A similar thing happened with Southampton. They had so many good players. They got Europe for a couple of years, but they couldn't keep it up because their players kept wanting to leave. That loads of them went to Liverpool, and well, now they got relegated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a strange one, isn't it? Really. I mean, but this is the Premier League. I mean, the Premier League has been really unpredictable the last couple of seasons. Nowhere near as unpredictable as the Championship, obviously, but the Premier League is now becoming one of the most unpredictable leagues. You just cannot predict the league. You know, and there's people, I mean, I'm seeing people on social medias that are doing their table predictions. And I'm like, the season, I mean, other than probably the top four, and a lot of people are putting Manchester United, Newcastle, Manchester City, a lot of people are putting Liverpool to get into the top four. Like, other than like the top six, really, it's so difficult to predict who's going to finish where in like the bottom half of the table. I mean, let's be honest. Luton coming up this season. I mean, although they'll have a go, I don't see them getting anywhere, to be honest with you, this season. But in all fairness, like, we're saying that Luton won't get very far. They could end up being a surprise package. Fulham, whenever they come up, they normally go down. They finished above Chelsea this season. Who else was it that came up as well? I'm trying to remember who else came up.
Bournemouth and Forest.
I could have sworn Bournemouth were in the league last season.
Were they in it?
I'm pretty sure we didn't play Bournemouth last season at the Riverside. Trying to think who went up on it.
Well, definitely Nottingham Forest. Because I remember
that. I mean, them going up last season just really summed up the EFL Championship and its unpredictability. Oh, unpredictability. I've been eating a dictionary. That just sums up the Championship. Like, you go from bottom of the league to promotion in like 6 months. I mean, that's how unpredictable these leagues are becoming at the minute. You could be in the, like, say next season, Luton could be bottom of the league. What's to say they won't climb up the table? Like, we're saying that Luton will get nowhere. If they play the cards right and they get the results, they could end up finishing, they could finish top 10, like... Nottingham Forest was also a big surprise this season. Well, I say a big surprise. I mean, I'm not too surprised that they actually stayed up. It's the teams that they got points and results against that surprised me. I mean, when you make like 30 signings, you'd expect to do well. Like, I don't know where the hell they've got all the money from, to be honest. Obviously, they've got loads of money from the promotion, obviously, but, it's been quite a remarkable season. Nottingham Forest, though, we haven't actually spoken about them, have we? Like, Nottingham Forest, I've got to say, definitely, in a way, a surprise package for a lot of teams. And I think a lot of people knew that going to the City Ground is not easy. The City Ground is not an easy place to go, certainly with Nottingham Forest's atmosphere, which for me is pretty good. It's a pretty good atmosphere when they're at home. The teams that they've got results against, I mean, they've got a point at home to Manchester City. They got 3 points against Arsenal, which won Manchester City the title. And I'll tell you some of the other surprise results that Nottingham Forest have had this season as well. When I can actually find it on the... When I can find it on the actual Prem website, should be on 9:30 for the last bit. Right, we'll probably be halfway through the quiz by then, but whatever. If I can get the results up again, if the Premier League website wants to bloody work, would be absolutely marvellous. Oh, yeah, good spelling, that. Right, let's have a look. So they got they had a really good end of the season, right? Their last 5 games, against Brentford away, Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, right? They finished the season 4 games unbeaten. Their final 5 games, the only one they lost was at Brentford, and that was 2-1. They won 4-3 in an entertaining game against Southampton, 2-2 at Chelsea, beat Arsenal, and then finished with a draw at Palace. If I was a Nottingham Forest fan, I'd be very happy with that. That's 2 wins and 2 draws. That's 8 points out of a possible 12 to end the season off. That's a great way to end the season. And to beat the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, get a result to Chelsea, especially away from home, for Forest standards, that's very, very good. I'm looking. They beat Hughes 3-1. They lost 3-2 against Liverpool in a game that they probably didn't really deserve to lose, in fairness. Lost 2-0 to United, yeah. I think. Lost 2-0 to United in a game that, I didn't think we particularly deserved to win that.
Who are we on about here? Sorry?
United Forest. We won 2-0 in the Prem. That wasn't a game that we particularly deserved to win, in fairness.
No.
I thought we were rather fortunate. But they've had some great results. Nottingham Forest have had some really good results this season. That 1-1 draw against Manchester City. They've nicked points off Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea. Who else did nick points off? Well, it nicked 2 points off Chelsea, actually, to tell you the truth. They nicked points off Brentford, who are a really good side as well. Aston Villa got into the top 6. They nicked points off them as well. They've been nicking points off a lot of teams that you probably wouldn't expect Forest to get points against.
Yeah, well,
So, yeah.
Forest, they needed a bit of form near the end of the season because they've always been, near the bottom end. They were in the relegation zone for quite a while, I'm pretty sure. And then they picked up form near the end, which is absolutely what they needed to do. I mean, they had, 30 points with 4 games to go by the looks of it. And, well, if they didn't pick up form, they would have been gone. They would have been gone with, it would be Leeds and Southampton. So, yeah, I mean, with the number of signings they made, if they didn't stay up, it would have been a disaster for them, and their finances. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what Elliot in the chat thinks about Newcastle's season. I'm sure, obviously, as a Newcastle fan, he'd be very, very happy. Welcome, Harry Osmond, as well, with the bad spelling. Thanks for joining. Gatwick, yeah. He doesn't live in Gatwick, actually. So, there you go. There we go. Let's have a look here. Don't forget, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, that the Championship and League One and League Two fixtures come out on Thursday morning, and we do have a League One. We have the League One season review on Thursday night. Season review on Thursday night. Tomorrow night, don't forget, obviously, we've got the EFL Championship live season review as well. Hopefully joined by Yusuf Bubba and Jude Baines, Watford fan as well. I say you guys might be familiar with Jude. Garrick maybe he's not, because I don't think he's been on when Jude's been on before. But Jude hasn't been on, I think, since I did as a transfer show, so we're going back a long time, to be honest with you. But yeah, I suppose one final thing I want to talk about, really, before we go into any quiz questions, etc., and also gives me a chance to do my Insta story and say that we're going on to the quiz now, is this season's relegation scrap. Out of all the relegation battles I've seen in the Premier League, this has got to go up there as one of the most entertaining and also exciting relegation battles that you are going to see. Everton played Bournemouth. They knew they had to win to stay up. Leicester were leading. Leeds were losing. Leeds were never going to beat Spurs, let's be honest. I mean, it was between Leicester and Everton, really, and no one knew what was going to happen next. It was so entertaining. I fully enjoyed watching them the last game of the season. In the end, do you think? I mean, Everton obviously. Well, do you think Everton deserved to stay up? Because for me, I thought they were lucky to do it. But I think next season they'll go down this season. I think.
I don't know. They had their ups and downs, I guess, but I can only speak really on when Brighton played them, and I have to say that in the home game, something clicked for them, especially in the first half. Like they got chances and they were so clinical. They ended up beating us 5-1, which sounds ridiculous, but yeah, it's what happened. On the other hand, when we played them at Goodison, they weren't so good at all. Like, we beat them 4-1, and that was very comfortable. So I think luck does come into play in that Everton, they've been down there for the last 2 seasons now and have, on both occasions, stayed up on the absolute sort of last game or something like that. So there's a good chance they'll go down next year if they don't put in the investment, if they don't improve their squad.
Yeah, fair point. Liam?
What's this relegation part? Yeah, what's this part?
Someone hasn't been listening.
I've been leading the group chat.
How dare you? As I was saying, we were saying about Everton staying up this season. I mean, they had loads of bad results. Do you think next season they go down?
I think I've got them staying out. Let me just check my notes.
He's got notes.
So Liam's checking his notes, which means he'll be here another hour.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think he wrote down the table prediction. He'd wrote down the table prediction, hadn't he? So yeah. No, I think personally, like with Everton, it's been a strange couple of seasons for them. I mean, they haven't had any good luck at all the last few seasons. Certainly this season, for me, I thought they were very, very fortunate to stay up because you got to remember, they only won 1-0 and they were struggling to find that first goal. And of all the people, I believe it was Idrissa Gana Gueye who scored. He scored a bloody 20-yard, something like a 20-yard strike or something. Was it Gana Gueye who scored?
To be honest, I was. I think that game would be when I was at Villa Park. So the game was. I was all focused on that, and But what I will say is, if Everton get relegated this season, then
wouldn't surprise me.
However we want to call it, it's going to be so weird them opening a new 50k plus stadium in the Championship.
No, it wouldn't surprise me, though, wouldn't it? It wouldn't surprise me because, in all fairness, I think if there's one team that, and no disrespect to them at all, I think they're a good team, but given the last few seasons, if there's one team that does deserve to go down, it will be Everton. I mean, I think we had it with Newcastle. We had it with Sunderland, if you remember, a while ago.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we had it with Sunderland a while ago, didn't we? Where Sunderland they were having terrible seasons, but they just kept fighting till the end, and they kept surviving relegation. The next season, the season that Newcastle went down and Middlesbrough came up. No, sorry, the season after. So when Middlesbrough were in the Premier League, when Middlesbrough went down, so did Sunderland. because Sunderland had been just about surviving the relegation battles on the final day of the season for like the last 2 or 3 seasons, and then they went down the next season. This is what I think could happen to Everton.
Yeah,
But will that happen? Is the question. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. It's so unpredictable, this competition these days.
It seems to be going down that route, but as I say, it just depends on their recruitment and things like that. Like, they need a squad overhaul, really. I think they need to be very careful in the managers they appoint. Like, Benitez was a really bad decision. Like, he was manager at Liverpool, and then he goes to Everton. Like, that is the worst appointment you can make. And then he's replaced with Frank Lampard, I'm pretty sure, who all he had was, and I think he did okay at Derby, but then he got sacked from Chelsea fairly quickly, I seem to remember. And obviously now, when he was at Chelsea just to the end of the season, again, he did terribly with them as well.
Yeah. Right, are you back, Liam?
Yeah. I'm still here. Still alive.
Right. What does your note say then?
Everton to stay up.
What, it's 17th again?
Not 17, but I can't remember where I put them, but I do think they stay up though.
Oh, right. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they did stay up, to be honest, because it's one of those leagues this season. It's been very unpredictable. We're going to start the quiz in a moment, everyone. Well, anyone that's in the live chat. I've just looked at the number of views for this stream, and yeah, let's just say it's not particularly. Let's just say it's very cack. Yeah, garbage in the way of views, but doesn't surprise me. The only thing people watch these days on my channel are the bloody are the vlogs, and sometimes they watch vlogs. That's about it. But you do a stream like this, something a bit different, and get no one on. But I reckon, to be honest, I'll probably get more on the championship one, because I know there'll probably be Boa fans joining that. So you never know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, it'll go up at some point. We're gonna get underway with the quiz now, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget, you can get involved in the live chat. You can give us your answers in the live chat as well. Rules for you two, though, that you cannot look at the live chat, because I say if anyone is joining in the live chat, they'll put their answers in, and people might think you're cheating. So there you go. So 5 questions coming up. Brighton related for Garrick, and 5 questions for Liam, United related. We are going to do one each. It's not going to be all 5 at once. So it'll be one Brighton, one United, etc. So this is just a few questions regarding the clubs, and then once we've done all this, I'll say if anyone else pops on, we'll carry on, etc. And then once we've done that, we're going on to a website that I've got up at the minute.
Provided by me.
League. Yeah, thank you very much. Which has a Premier League quiz from this season. So there we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's start off. And first question is for Garrick.
Hey.
Yeah, that's you.
So I've
got a bottle of Iron Brewery, which I haven't even opened yet. Oh dear, what an idiot! There you go. You've heard me open it now. Up your nose, everyone.
Right. So just Jesus.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Garrick. I know this has been a bit of a talking point from a few people in the last in the last couple of days. Did you see on the Instagram story that on the Malta stream we had a substitution for Malta, and I said coming on the pitch is Juan Carlos Burp because I was saying I'll see if I can find it and I'll play it for you. I was saying Juan Carlos, and I accidentally burped as I was saying it. So I got a few titters from everyone. Actually, I'll see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. You can listen to it here. Oh dear. There you go.
Kane Attard, and coming onto the pitch is number 15, Juan Carlos. What a funny name.
And me and Dad are just laughing, saying, "What a good name." I don't know. Anyways, back on with the burp. Sorry, back on with the quiz. And as I say, get involved in the live chat, give us your answers and all that jazz. First question. Why not turn the cameras on for this? Because why not? And yeah, because I'm a bit reluctant to have my camera on StreamYard sometimes because it. Excuse me, because it often kicks me off. There you go, up your nose, everyone. So yeah, we'll turn the cameras on now for the quiz. Why not? First question for you, Garrick. Alexis McAllister, I think I've spelled that right, finished as Brighton's top scorer in the league this season. How many goals did he finish on?
Okay. I saw something in that he scored, I think it was 7 penalties, so it's going to be at least 7.
Pen merchant.
No,
Yeah,
that's Salah.
he actually is. He actually is.
Miss those Bruno after time.
No.
Yeah. Bruno more so.
Yeah.
There was one season I remember with United where they got like 20 penalties within half the season. But anyway, we're going off topic.
Yeah, and he only scored about 25 goals.
yeah. But I know, like, as it is with Brighton the last couple of seasons, is the goals are spread around more. The goals are spread around more over the team. So, I don't know. I remember him scoring against Leeds and Leicester, but not really much else in that open play goals. So
You can take your time, but I would like to get this done by midnight.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with 10. I'm gonna go with 10 because we don't.
So
Yeah,
10
if I
is...
went through every game, we'd be here forever. So let's go 10.
So 10 is your answer, and you are correct.
I'm
So
actually
good guess, actually. Yeah,
No
10.
way.
I do.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you it is 10 because I had a look when I was thinking of questions early on. I did have a look on the BBC Sports top scorers list, and he was on 10. I think he had about 7 or 8 assists or something, but he did have 10 goals apparently. I mean, he was like miles down the list of top scorers, but that was Brighton's top scorer with 10, and they got European football. So, can't call them a one-man team. They've obviously done rather well this season, even only with him. Right, next question is for Liam. And this is United related. You'll get this one pretty easily. Which United player scored his first goal for the club against Fulham?
Garnacho.
Yeah, that's a piece of pea, that one. They're not all piece of peas, so don't get your hopes up. Second question. Some of them are easy, some of them aren't as easy. I think I've been fairly generous with the Brighton ones. I think the Brighton ones are fairly easy, but these are just a bit of a warm-up for what's about to come. And the actual big Premier League quiz that we'll be doing afterwards, I don't know any of the questions or answers, actually, so this will be me having a go as well. Who scored the screamer in Brighton's last home game against Manchester City?
I know.
Yeah. The name that pops straight into my head is Julio Enciso.
Oh, what a cracking goal it was as well. Top corner. Did
Premier
you?
League goal of
You
the
must.
season.
You sit top of the stadium, don't you? So you'll have had a pretty good view of that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, cracking goal.
Was
Yeah,
a
no,
good
that's-
goal. That, to be honest.
That's the good thing about my season ticket seat is I can see basically everything like really well.
How was
Yeah.
your season ticket?
So I'm in like the top tier of the camera stand at the Emirates,
Yeah.
and it's also
Which
pretty
wouldn't
low
have been
down
cheap
as well.
anyway. But...
Doesn't answer the question, does it? How much was the ticket?
How much?
Yeah.
Like 300 for the year.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Damn.
mine's gone up to 330, and I'm 18 to 21.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
when
sit,
I'm-
and you know where I sit. I sit behind the dugout, best seats in the house. Actually,
yeah.
you get sort of you practically get the manager's views of the pitch.
I mean, when I'm an
Quite good.
adult, I think it'll be 21. My season ticket will go up to 650 per year.
600, yes, sounds all right.
Yeah.
Premier League football.
How old are you now?
So
17.
Fair enough.
yeah. We all know where you sit. We see you on the telly.
Is your birthday already been, Garrick?
Yeah.
It will have been one of it, yeah.
When was
January.
it?
January, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bye then.
January the 30th, isn't it?
31st.
No, I wasn't far off.
Yeah, pretty close, considering.
Oh, yeah, I was only one day out. Just another 24 hours away. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You can get your answers as well in the chat, everyone, by the way, if you are watching. Not many people in the stream, but whatever. No, Scotty. Next question for Liam. In October,
God.
Ronaldo scored his last goal for United, but against which side?
Spurs?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, Scotty B photoshopped a photo of an angry dog on Dad's face. Why? I don't know. when the person knocked on the door during the game. Why? I don't know. Daft, really. No, have another go. Well, we put it this way. We beat them at Old Trafford. It was at Old Trafford and we beat them.
Won't be Newcastle because he scored against Newcastle in his first game.
Well, we didn't beat Newcastle this season anyway in either game.
No.
So, there you go. If you don't know, then...
Don't know. Probably Palace, I reckon.
No,
No.
It was a 2-1 win against Everton.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yes. Not the easiest of ones.
No, I've never got that.
Next question. I think, to be honest, I've probably given Garrick easier questions than the United ones, looking back at them. Although this one might not be that easy. Dennis Undav joined Brighton this season from which Belgian side? Club Brugge, Anderlecht, Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, or K Gent?
I can tell you straight away, that is Union St. Gilloise.
Yep. Hey. David De Gea won the Golden Glove. How many clean sheets did he get in the league?
Oh, I should know this.
You said it to me the other week as well.
18?
Hmm?
No, not 18. 17, I'm going to say.
Yeah, you got there in the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
17, yeah. Won the Golden Glove ahead of Alisson, It would only
How
got
many did
14.
how many did Alert you get then?
14, I think.
Ah, good.
So Miles said. De Serbi's first game in charge of Brighton was against which manager?
Which manager? I believe it was Liverpool, so it would be Jurgen Klopp.
No.
It was. It's not Jurgen Klopp.
No, it's Jurgen Klopp, mate. Or Specky, as I call him.
No, apologies. That is correct.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Correct. Yeah, I've cocked up there because I was actually meant to put. I think his first home game, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the one against Graham Potter. Was that the first home game? I think that he was in charge of. I think that's what I was trying to. Was it the first home game, or have I just completely balls that up?
Yeah, no, I think we played a few more games before then, but it was one of the first ones.
Who was his first home game against?
I don't know how I remember this, but it must.
Oh no, it was. So he's right. Okay, so I've worded the question wrong. His first home win is what I should have asked, because that was against Graham Potter. I had Graham Potter as the answer, and it turns out I've ballsed it up. Never mind, you got that correct in the end. We'll carry on. You can tell I did this pretty last minute. I did this last minute, to be honest. Right, this won't be particularly easy for Liam, but I think I made the United ones harder because it was supposed to be him and Harvey doing it, so I tried to make it harder. As they were going to be a pair, but that's not the case now. So only 4 teams in the Premier League this season managed to get at least a draw at Old Trafford. Can you name 3 of the teams? I say it would have been a lot easier if Harvey was on, then you could have done it between yous.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to only have a solo doing it.
4 draws.
Without giving it away, I know one of them.
Well, yeah. Well, here's a clue for you. One of them beat us at Old Trafford.
Oh yeah, Brighton.
So there's one.
That's
and
the one I know.
The other 3 were 2 0-0 draws and a 2-2.
Southampton.
Yes.
We beat Villa, I think.
Yeah, we beat Villa. You think this is hard? Wait for the bonus question.
Considering what you've put in the bonus questions before, I know it's going to be hard.
It's not that. It's a bit easier. Well, slightly easier.
And once you asked me like how many goals there was in the entire Euros competition.
Yeah. Right, we've got Southampton and Brighton. Can you think of one of the other 2?
Leeds.
Yeah. Leeds. 2-2 draw. And the other one was Newcastle. 0-0.
I was scrolling down the Premier League table and thinking, oh, it might be Leeds.
Oh, look who's joined us!
Hello, how's it going?
Thanks
Hi,
very
Gareth.
much.
Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Jack. I'm that stupid Cornish Janner from Plymouth Argyle. Anyway, how are we, Daryl's stream?
Mad as a hatter.
Oh,
Thanks for that. Yeah. I'm probably the only one who's got headphones in on this stream. Then again, that's revenge for me deafening everyone else at the start of the streams. So,
I kind of don't wear headphones because I see Jack.
Well, obviously.
Are you wearing that?
Now you're here, Jack. I can.
Jack, are you wearing that? Are you
Chelsea
wearing that?
questions back in
Are
here?
you wearing that awful kit, Jack?
What do you mean? This is actually a decent Chelsea shirt, not like the one they produced this season.
I suppose the stakes are high.
No, genuinely, I have not rated Chelsea's home shirt at all this season. That's my honest opinion. Like, it's not that good. But last season's home shirt, the season before's home shirt is unbelievable. So yeah, of course I was wearing one of those. But yeah, keeping the brotherhood alive. My dad's side here, and then my mum's side, my local side, my main side up here. So there we go. But I know it's a Premier League stream, so here we are.
How was
Hopefully this club's here one day.
how's Big Nige anyway? How's Big Nige?
Yeah, no,
anyway?
he's good. He's good, mate. He's good. And just catching up, and yeah, I'm all excited for tomorrow. And how's the stream been so far, anyway, you guys?
Oof,
Anyway, it's been all right, but it's been very quiet. We've had naff all in the way of views. So,
Okay.
I mean, do you want me to tell you exactly how many? Because we normally only get like 40 or 50 for the bloody This Week in Football. Hence why I stopped it.
Do we have a good number?
No, we've got even less.
Imagine dressing the famous man in his teams they support. Oh, well,
We've only had about 20 odd so far, but obviously a lot of people are out, aren't they? So I think once the stream's actually done and people watch it back, we'll get more views. But well, it is what it is. Right, whilst I'm putting these Chelsea questions in for Jack, we'll do his questions in a minute. Let's go back to the final questions for these two. Brighton scored a 99th minute pen against United at the Amex. Who scored the pen?
Alexis McAllister.
Yep.
he's got it already. Fair play, Garrick. Nice one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's got most of the questions
and
easily.
robbed.
Here's a tough one here's another one for Liam. I've done the United ones, right? I've made some fairly difficult United ones because I was half expecting Harvey to come on and he didn't come on, did he?
Probably because we finished higher, mate, and we're a better club.
With a better club that lost 6 points against Brighton. Yeah.
Oh God, even I should know this. Can I answer?
Who's got United?
I'll probably get it wrong. I'll
Who's
probably
got
get
United?
it wrong. I'll answer anyway.
United's final Premier League goal of the season, and it was Fulham on the last game.
Yeah, it was against Fulham. I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I'll guess anyway. It was Bruno, wasn't it?
I mean, the question's for Liam, but
Questions for me, but fine.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to guess anyway, just to see if I get it right.
Can you create a new question, though, please?
You can still answer it.
I can. I can create a new question. Who scored United's final Premier League goal of the season?
Bruno.
There you go. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Silly Jana.
I mean, these are just sort of a warm up for what's coming up. We'll do the bonus question after we've done Jack's question.
I've had
I
a
hope
few
you're ready for
drinks,
these.
so I am laughing quite a lot anyway. Anyway, yeah, carry on, Daryl.
Right. I hope you're ready for these. First
Yeah.
question for you, Jack, then. Chelsea questions these.
Okay.
Who scored your first goal of the season?
Right, that
And
was
it was
against
at
Everton.
Everton.
That was against Everton. That was the 1-0 win. My goal scoring knowledge is tight. So I'll try and give it a go.
And you melted the toffees.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Only just, you know what? That win was actually really significant because Chelsea, just like United sometimes, and just like Arsenal nearly all the time, Chelsea don't usually tend to do really well at Goodison Park. So I was a bit shell-shocked with the win, to be honest.
We normally win there.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's Goodison Park for Everton, but for United, etc., it's Badison Park.
The only two teams I always see no problem doing well at Goodison Park are Liverpool and Man City.
No, well, of course.
And
And
also
also-
Newcastle now. But no, Chelsea's
What about
And
what about Bournemouth? What about Bournemouth 5-1?
and in Old Trafford for Chelsea is Lose Trafford.
Yeah, it is. That is true. That is very true. Like, I'm not even annoyed at that. You're telling facts, Liam. Last time Chelsea's won at Old Trafford is 2013. So yeah, and apart from that 2020 robbery, the last time United won at Stamford Bridge was 2013. But anyway, this question, I'm going to say, I'll probably get it wrong knowing me because my goal scoring knowledge is shite, but I'm going to guess.
But just to let you know, I am trying to get adverts at the same time. I've got monetization on. So
Oh God, I get a guess. It was Sterling, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. No. That's wrong. No, because his first goal was against Leicester, 4th game of the season. It wasn't Sterling.
Tell me when you've got your final answers.
Yeah. No, because I just realised that acknowledgement of realising that it was definitely not that. Oh God. Okay. I'll go with Jorginho.
Right, so you've changed from Raheem
Wrong.
Sterling to Jorginho.
Yes.
Right decision as well.
Oh, was it? Oh, come on, let's go.
No.
Because I was going to say, I swear it was either a penalty or some sort of jammy goal he scored, if I remember.
If I'm not
Pen
mistaken,
That's exactly
Yeah.
why I said him, Liam, because he is a pen.
it was a penalty, wasn't it? It was
That
a
was
penalty.
it. Yeah, no, that brings back the.
And you got a pen against us at the bridge.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
That was never a penalty, to be honest with you. Yeah,
To be
Everton
honest,
nil, Chelsea
we
1.
didn't deserve to win anyway. So I knew Casemiro or someone was going to equalise for United.
Red card merchant.
Yeah. Everton versus Chelsea 2022-2023 was refereed by Craig Parson, and if I'm not mistaken, he
Because I was just thinking, it couldn't have surely been Mount or Havertz.
It was Jorginho. Jorginho in the 9th minute of added time in the first half.
That was it. Yeah. Very true.
Oh, it took you. So you changed your decision to a right decision.
Yeah, because I literally from that second onwards, I was like, no, it wasn't Raheem. He scored against Leicester.
Right. This won't be a particularly easy one for you.
Okay. Well, I don't expect any of them to be easy. I can't lie.
Only 3 teams lost all 6 points to Chelsea.
Okay.
But in other words, Chelsea only won 6 points against 3 teams.
3 teams, yeah. No, but this I might actually know, to be fair.
Can you name 2 of them?
2 of them.
That you won
Okay.
6 points against.
So
Not
2
us.
teams.
Sorry, mate.
2 teams that Chelsea got 6 points against them. One of them's Bournemouth. I know that. One of them's
Right.
Bournemouth, and Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. There we go.
Well done. Yeah.
Can I guess who the other one was anyway? Just out of interest.
Yeah.
Okay. It was Leicester, wasn't it? The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got all 3.
I thought so.
I only asked for 2, but never mind.
Yeah. No. I wanted to test myself anyway, just to see who the other one was. But
Did
yeah.
you get thick as against us by any chance? Oh wait, sorry.
Have I really just come on here just to be rattled by Miam Lartin?
Me and that. Mikhailo.
In 2 days, and I'm getting rinsed.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you pronounce his first name. Mikhailo Mudryk.
I think that is how you pronounce it. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Which Ukrainian club did he sign from?
Oh,
Dynamo
God.
Kiev, Shakhtar Donetsk, Dnipro 1, or Soya Luhansk?
Right. Well, I can confirm this is a harder question for me.
I think I know
It isn't if you know where he came from.
Yeah.
trying to make the situation easier, but I'm just not making it any easier, am I?
Yeah, I think I know what this one was. But obviously,
I know what it is.
it's not
It's
my
not the-
question.
Oh yeah.
Wait, can I just ask out of curiosity? Who do you support to have interest, Garrick?
Brighton.
Brighton.
Oh, fair enough, mate. No, cracking season for you lot. I'm happy for you guys.
That'll brighten you up, Jack.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, Julia, I wanted you lot to take fifth over Liverpool because honestly, well, just fed up seeing all the. Obviously, I know my dad's a Chelsea fan, so I'd say different for Chelsea, but like I'm obviously fed up with seeing the so-called top dogs up there. So it was just so good to see different teams like Brighton
But
and
Jack,
Aston
this is
Villa
the
get
good
Europe
thing,
and all that. So no, it's good for English football.
This is a good thing. Liverpool's in the Emmerdale Cup now, anyway. So yeah.
But no, especially I'm delighted for Villa because they took 7th off that irrelevant club in North London. So yeah, it was lovely.
I was very happy with that as well because they robbed us of a win. Like
Exactly, and yeah, they did rob you. Then you know what's interesting? Spurs fans comment all the time, going, "Oh, we always get robbed." I'm like, guys, you did nearly all of the robbering in the league.
They just bottle it on the field. It's not
Like
really
it's always Tottenham and Liverpool. It's always those two. Because Liverpool, if you remember, Liverpool robbed Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this season. It was ridiculous. Anyway,
Can we have the
speaking
question,
about
please,
Chelsea,
Jack?
pardon?
Can we have the answer, please?
Yeah.
My answer to this, I'm gonna go with Dynamo Kiev. I'm probably wrong though, but I'll guess.
Oh, you're
Dynamo.
going for the food team, are you?
Go for the what?
Food.
How are
Kiev.
they the food?
Kiev.
I don't-
Kiev.
Oh, okay,
Chicken Kiev.
all right, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, God. Well, I'm certainly clucking after that. Dear me.
I'm going to say Shakhtar.
It is Shakhtar. You went for the
Yeah,
wrong
I
one, mate.
was actually stuck between one of Dynamo or Shakhtar, but I know a lot of players signed from Shakhtar, so I was expecting someone different. But oh no, I'm pissed with myself. I should know this. I should know this.
Just for anyone out there who doesn't understand who Dnipro 1 or Dnipro -1 are, basically Dnipro Petrovsk, as they were called, they got to the 2015 Europa League final against Sevilla, went bust. So they formed a new team, which is now called Dnipro -1.
Didn't
No
we?
idea why, but there you go.
Didn't we have Zoya Luhansk in the Europa
Yeah,
League?
we did. I think we did once and we beat them. It'd be a bit embarrassing if we didn't. I don't know, mate. I've slept since then. No. Anyways, next question. Fairly easy one, this one. In your 4-1 loss at
Oh yeah,
Trafford,
very true. Yeah.
who scored the consolation goal?
You know what's interesting about this game as well is that the first half.
Is that we battered you.
No, the first half we actually weren't that bad. United was still the better team, but we actually weren't that bad. Second half we were shite.
But in fairness, you to be honest, though, some of the chances you had in that game,
That's what I mean. We had so many chances that got completely wasted. I was on call with Liam watching this, and I was just there raging every 5 minutes, going, "We can't fucking score!" And Liam was just there in the background.
And I was on stream going, "Way bye."
Exactly.
No, it's this. Welcome to the game.
That was it. Yeah, no, I remember you saying that on call now. I
said that on the stream as well when you scored. I tell you what, I'll get it up on my phone. I do remember saying that on the live stream. Germany lost to Colombia. Oh dear. Good job it's not.
Yeah,
good job only friendlies. Good job it's only friendlies. I'm not really bothered.
Oh, well, England beat Colombia on penalties, didn't they? So, hey.
Aye. Or the filmmakers, Colombia.
Yes,
No.
that's very true.
Okay, never mind. That was me trying to come up with a bad joke.
My answer for this, I remember it very well because the guy who scored in this game is one I'd happily keep for Chelsea for this season, but he's gone back. It's João Felix.
It is, yeah.
Who's by far been Chelsea's best signing this season, in my opinion. Honestly, like no one comes close. Mudrik's been awful.
Mud flop.
Enzo hasn't been great, but he hasn't been like bad. He just needs time to adapt.
Yeah.
He's really young still as well. Fofana needs a better. Fofana's actually been one of the better ones, but needs to improve regardless. No, yeah, Felix for me has been the best signing, honestly.
Yeah, it was João Felix.
Yes.
And here's the clip.
I remember it.
Pretty amazing. I thought they were going to fall. Brighton have really surprised me this season. I'll tell you what, got to say fair play to them. Europa League football for them next season is pretty amazing. I thought they were going to fall apart as soon as they lost Graham Potter. Hey! Chelsea have scored!
That's what I was saying! Literally, I was on the phone to Liam and I just shouted, we've actually scored!
Chelsea have scored!
Listen to what I say. There you go.
Hey! Welcome to the game!
Welcome to the game. Yeah.
I was literally screaming on Facebook.
It only took you 89 minutes.
That's what I was exclaiming about. I was like, we've actually finally scored.
They've scored. That's right.
No.
Massive
Oh,
voice
no.
crack.
There's going to be plenty of those this season, maybe even at the Riverside, Daryl.
You'd be lucky.
I mean,
Final question for you, mate, before we go on to the big one, go on to the bonus question, which all of you can do. Who did Chelsea play in the first game after the World Cup? So it's the first game
home.
back.
Bournemouth at home, 2-0 win.
Yeah, piece of pea that one was. I thought
Yeah,
that was
it
a
was.
difficult one. It's time for the bonus
Oh
question.
God, here we go. This is where something gets ripped across my neck.
What do we all think it is?
It's
How
going to be
many
like
goals
how
were
many
scored in the
goals have
Premier League
been
this
scored
season?
in the whole Premier League season or something like that.
I think that was the case last season. Where last season's question was how many goals were scored in the entire season? To the nearest like 10 or something. No, I've been a bit generous this time. It's not how many goals. Well, it is to do with goals, but you don't have to work out how many goals.
how many
This is the
conceded?
question. Name the 6 clubs
Oh, okay.
who all scored 60 plus goals in this season's Premier League. And I will tell you that it is not Chelsea or
I know it's
Manchester
not
United.
Chelsea. I know it's not
How have we
Chelsea.
not scored 60 plus goals?
Because we've scored 58, mate.
That's a good way to put it.
Shut up, Jack.
no, I'll just say that's a good way
Right.
to put it. He didn't score 60 because he scored 58.
And by the way, each team you say you all have to agree on.
City.
Because you're all
really?
doing this together.
City.
Yes, you all doing
I'd
this
say
together.
City. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
City.
Banter Club.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've got 4 already, if you both agree with me on it. City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Kirk?
City, Arsenal, Newcastle. Yeah. I know Brighton scored like 70 something this season, so we can
Yeah,
put
so
that
that's-
on there as well.
Yeah, that's 5.
I'm going to... the other one, I don't know, because...
you've got 5, which are all correct. Who is the final team?
Well, it's going to be one of Aston Villa or Tottenham, isn't it?
Might
Yeah.
not be.
Tottenham are known for thrashing opponents when they can, but Villa's been excellent this season.
It might not be either of them. You never know.
Exactly, that's the thing.
It could end up being like Brentford or something.
It could be, What's it be? Someone like Fulham? They finished
Yeah.
10th.
Do you know for Spurs?
I can't lie. Before you guys announced that United's not one of them, I think my 6 would have been City, Arsenal, Newcastle, United, Liverpool, and Villa, because I just wasn't sure that Brighton scored that much. But then I remember just 6-0 win over Wolves, so that's what does it, I guess.
We've
In a
scored
way.
70 this season, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I remember that game very well because my brother's a Wolves fan, so obviously he just rang me extremely pissed off.
Right. So
Yeah,
who's the
we'll
final
go.
team you got?
I think I agree with Liam that it's Spurs, annoyingly.
So
Yeah.
you're going for Spurs,
Yeah, we go Spurs.
and that's all 6. Yeah, that's all 6.
Yes.
Not
Fair play.
surprised.
Just for a smile, how many goals were scored in total?
How many who,
You can
sorry?
get stuffed.
I can do a guess because we've done these sort of things before.
Because normally when I do a bonus question on a quiz, I normally say how many goals were scored in total in the league or something. So, just for a smile, if you can work it out, how many goals were actually scored in the actual season?
I'll go with 950.
Don't think it was that many, mate.
I don't know.
No.
I have no clue.
Definitely wasn't that many.
This just shows, by the way, how cack Chelsea were with goal scoring. Guess how many goals Chelsea scored this season?
Go on then.
10.
38. 38. Yeah, that's what I mean. Shocking.
Appalling.
Ow,
Ladies,
my beard.
ladies and gentlemen, that's cack.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll actually try and work it out for you, Zach. I'll try and
Just
work
like
it
my
out.
keepy ups the other day that Liam pissed himself about. How was that, mate? Cack. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's
You got it
my
on your-
quiz. He keeps nicking it.
Are you on your phone, Jack, or are you on your laptop?
No, I'm on my laptop.
Show
but
the
my
video.
phone's on it.
Show the video.
Right, so here we go. We
Right.
had Man City on 94, Arsenal 88, Man United 58, Newcastle 68, Liverpool 75. That's including the 7-0. 72 for Brighton. 51 for Aston Villa. 70 for
Good for
Spurs.
Villa then.
58 for Brentford. 55 for Fulham. Only 40 for Crystal Palace.
Still two more than us.
Yeah, 38 for Chelsea. 31 for Wolves.
That is the worst. Nah. Wolves have got the worst.
Wolves, well, to be the thing is, Wolves are like Chelsea and Brighton on this. Wolves are like Chelsea on this. They don't score that much at all, but they're when they can, they're very good defensively.
Yeah,
Bournemouth, West Ham 42, Bournemouth 37, Forest 38, Everton 34, Leicester 51, Leeds 48, Southampton 36.
To be fair,
What was what was your guess?
I'm not surprised Leicester's on 51. I can't lie.
I went for 950.
Well, you weren't too far off. 1,084.
Oh wow!
You're 134 off.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Smarty Pants. Right. Time now to go on here. If you can all see this, I'll make it bigger. There you go. And if you can't see, go to Specsavers.
I mean,
Me and you've got
we
glasses
talk
on.
about Specsavers, right? I'm prescribed glasses, but I just don't wear them.
Well,
Don't
you're
wanna make
supposed
a
to wear
spectacle
them,
of
aren't
yourself.
you?
I'm supposed to, but I don't.
I've never
Of course
seen you
not.
wear glasses, to be honest.
He doesn't
No.
know.
Thank you for so much for watching. Now, bye. Right,
Wow.
Can you
How
show
can
the
you have
video?
it? How,
Oh yeah,
how can you have
Liam
it
wants
during the
everyone to see this. By the way, this absolute buffoonery.
Right, guys.
If it was,
It's time for the Machine Use EPL challenge. It's got to be done.
Oh dear, too
How
big.
was that, Liam?
There you go.
Oh dear.
yeah, that was absolutely shit. Anyway,
All you hear is
Oh dear. Right then. Oh dear. A bit of a shocking Group E in the Euro qualifiers. Moldova are leading Poland.
oh go on, Moldova,
And come on.
3-2.
get fucked.
and
Lewandowski.
Levy. And Levy scored.
Oh, did he actually? Oh, fair enough.
Right, let's have a look at the quiz then. So I'm going to join them with you as well because I haven't seen any of the questions or the answers other than these two that are up on the screen. First question, and I think there's 20-odd questions here. What links the 5 teams that finished 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th?
That's a piece of piss, I can't lie. They're all London clubs.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
London.
because
Chelsea, Fulham. Yeah, Chelsea, Fulham,
Palace, Brentford,
else?
and Tottenham.
Palace, Brentford, yeah. Oh, well, that should be that then, shouldn't it?
London. That's what people say.
Today.
Please,
Okay, doesn't want to reveal.
Maybe it reveals at the end of the page. I don't know.
Pog off. Yay! There we go.
There we go.
nice.
Which team stayed up after being bottom of the table on Christmas Day? Oh,
It was
crikey.
Wolves. It was Wolves.
It was Wolves. It was Wolves.
If you're confident it's Wolves, I'm willing to go with that.
Yeah.
I do remember
Wolves
them
are
having a
bottom of
bad
the league.
start.
It genuinely was Wolves because I remember my brother worried he was going down. That Wolves were going down.
Oh, they must have had a
Wolves,
howler. They've obviously had a howler this season.
They did have a howler of a start, yeah.
Well, you're right. So
Yep. They only won 2 games before Christmas, but pulled things around. Under
To be
new
fair,
rules.
they should have won 3 before Christmas. I remember that Molineux game against Newcastle. They got absolutely robbed. They should have won, not drew.
Well, unfortunately, if you don't take your chances, you don't win.
That's very true.
If you don't,
If you don't burp, yeah. Oh, Waffles won, Liam.
yeah, I know. Chocolate.
Oops. Oh, there's
Hello,
Ford.
Haaland.
What happened this season for the first time in Premier League history?
Oh, okay.
The 3 promoted clubs all stayed up. The 3
I
bottom
don't
clubs all
so it
won
won't be that.
more than 40 points. Top 10, the 10 teams in the top half had a positive goal difference, and the 10 in the bottom half all had a negative. And all the clubs in the bottom half of the table sacked their managers. But to be honest, there was about
I
11.
don't know, actually.
It's one
To
of
be honest,
the
there was about 11. There was about like 11, wasn't there?
There's a good chance it will be the sacking one because
It's not the top one because I've seen it before with Newcastle, Brighton, and Huddersfield in 17-18 after being promoted in 16-17.
yeah.
And it's not. I don't think it's the second one either.
I was sort of
Second one,
leaning.
it definitely isn't. I just saw that it was like 34 for Leicester or something like that. So it's not them. The 10 teams in the top.
Not gonna lie, if I had to choose, I genuinely think it could be the 4th one.
I
No.
think that's the best shot because we've had a record number of sackings in the season.
Because that's what I mean. There was a lot of sacking managers, but if I go through it, so Palace ended the year with Roy Hodgson, wasn't there for the whole season.
Roy.
Vieira was sacked. Chelsea sacked Tuchel, the most stupid sacking decision I've ever seen in my
I can
life.
instantly tell you that's wrong. So it has to be number 3 because Steve Cooper hasn't been sacked.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that is a good
It's
point.
number
Yeah,
three.
it must be number 3 then.
Well, going for number 3 then. I'm not 100% sure because, I mean, I know there was about 1 million sackings, but I didn't think there was that many. And if that was the case before, then yeah, let's see, are we right?
It can't. Yeah, it was 3.
So Manchester City, who scored the most goals at home, more goals at home than Manchester United in total, had the best goal difference. Southampton, who scored 11% of their total goals on the last day, had the worst. Oh dear. So they scored 4 on the last day, and it's the most they'd scored all season. Erling Fordland scored 4 hat-tricks in his debut season in the Premier League. Which other City player scored a hat-trick
Oh,
this
God.
season?
Talking about Haaland, he scored 2
He
for
scored
Norway.
2 for. He scored 3 for Norway, is he? Yeah,
3
one
for
was a
Norway.
pen. One was a
I
pen.
don't know, but I have a feeling it's Foden.
Well, it's definitely not him.
Julian
It's definitely not
It's
him.
interesting. That's actually really interesting.
It could
as
be.
well.
I mean, it could be any. I mean, it's definitely.
I
one of
don't think
these
it's Mahrez. I highly rate Alvarez as a player as well. He's really underrated.
I'd say I don't.
Mahrez
think
got a hat trick in the FA Cup.
I think it's one of
if I'm
Foden
going
or
for
De
one,
Bruyne.
I don't think
if I'm
it's
going for-
Foden simply because
if I was going to say one, I would go for him.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
go
think
De
it's
Bruyne.
No, I don't think it's Waffles. No.
But I don't remember. Didn't Foden score? I swear Skoda. Bloody hell, I can't speak.
Scored
I
it. What's
swear
his bloody car?
I swear Foden scored one of 2 or 3 in that 6-3 win over Man United.
Yeah, because I remember him scoring.
No,
Yeah.
Haaland. Oh yeah, Haaland and Foden both scored a hat trick in that game.
I swear
Yeah.
it was Foden that scored a hat trick in that game. But I swear De
Yeah,
Bruyne scored a
That
hat
was
trick.
an embarrassment. Yeah. No, there you go. 6-3.
You're right.
Less said about that, the better.
United were absolutely shambolic that day.
Mate, we were bad from start to finish.
Yeah,
You're
you
still
were.
alive. Thought
You
you were in bed, mate. You're joking, aren't you? I don't go to bed till midnight normally. There were
He's on
only
FIFA
30
playing with
red
me.
cards this season. No, after this there will be. There were only 30 red cards this season, the lowest since 1993. Which team had 6 players sent
God, it
off?
might
I'm
actually
surprised,
be-
I'm surprised United's not on there because
No, I think this might actually be Chelsea because there was Koulibaly against Leeds.
No.
There was Koulibaly
Felix
against
got
Leeds.
sent off against Fulham.
Felix against Fulham. Gallagher against Leicester. So that's 3 already.
Yeah, but it's asking which team had 6, not 3.
Yeah, I know, but Chelsea had God knows how many players sent off this season.
I'd go Leeds.
I think it's more
I
likely to be Leeds.
No, I
Are
don't
we
think they are.
including managers in the dismissal?
What about
Well,
Wolves?
unless it says managers,
though,
unless it says players, it says players, mate. So unless it says managers, then
when I think of Wolves, though, I think of Costa's red card against Brentford. What a brilliant man that guy is, anyway.
right. So let's be honest, we're no further forward. Everyone's going for different answers. Well, it's definitely one of them 4. So
I
we've got a
don't think
25%
it's Tottenham.
chance of
I
getting it
think it's one of Chelsea or Leeds.
Wolves also got a red card against Brighton when we played.
Oh yeah, they did as well. Oh mate, I was actually meant to tell you about this. So I went to the game because my brother got tickets for him, me, and my dad. I was in the Midlands at the time. No, I can't lie, it was not a red card for me, but I thought it was yellow at most.
What were you in home end?
Oh yeah, of course, my brother's a Wolves fan.
He was
but-
he was literally at the stand next. He was in the stand. I think I saw in the video.
We were
He
in the
was
stand.
he was in the
Brighton stand
corner.
was to the left of us.
He was in the stand right next to the crappy away end. He was like behind the goal, but he was in.
Yeah,
the
no, because we were quite high up, and then the Brighton end was just a little bit lower down that way towards the left. But I only managed to go 3 Premier League games this season, which was that game and Chelsea's 2-1 defeat at Southampton.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Oops. So who are we going for?
Leeds.
Who do you boys think? Because I'm stuck between us or Leeds.
Leeds for me.
It's more likely to be Leeds, but I've got no
Should we
idea.
go with Leeds?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Leeds then.
You'd probably
Probably
remember
won't.
Chelsea's red cards.
Wrong! It is Wolves.
Oh, it was Wolves. Oh, bloody hell.
Nathan Collins, Diego Costa, Johnny Mario Lemina, Matheus
Johnny.
Nunes, Nelson Semedo, all sent
Oh, yeah,
off for
Chelsea
Arsenal.
have 4.
All sent off for Arsenal, all sent off for Wolves, who accounted for 20 of the red cards in the league. Chelsea had the next
Chelsea
highest
4,
with
yeah.
4.
Well, I said 3
Oh.
of them already. I can't remember who the other one was against, though. If I should know this.
Does you never read the chat? I've got the chat on my phone. Sorry I'm late, says Harry. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us about 2 hours in. But there you go. I did
I'll go
say
for
that
a
I don't
Bayern.
go to bed until midnight, mate. Thank you.
What was the other?
I'll go for a Bayern win. You're a bit late.
I'm trying to remember who the other red
No,
card was
2-1.
against.
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you, mate. I do read the chat, mate. I've been reading the chat. There's been nothing in the chat half the time. Who was the only outfield pair?
Is it
Outfield.
I don't know how we're supposed to get that, to be honest.
Well, no, it would help if I could read the question properly. Who was the only outfield player to feature in every minute of his team's 38 games? If I'm going to guess here, Declan Rice.
Yeah, I'd be the same.
Yeah.
I'd say the same.
Then again, I
would say either one of Declan Rice or James Tarkowski.
Tarkovsky for me.
It's a season review. Season reviews aren't boring, mate. Just because Bournemouth didn't have an outstanding season.
Tarkovsky for me personally.
This is where I'm like I enjoy my season reviews, and someone's like, yeah, well, of course you would, because you're an Argyle fan.
We got promoted.
I'm looking forward to the championship one tomorrow, to be honest, as well.
And we won the league.
I'm gonna say
stayed
Declan
up.
Rice.
You noob. Yeah, and then you still sacked your man who had a decent season. So are we going for Declan Rice?
Yeah. I would.
Me and Jack are going for.
Oh shit! I was considering him as well. Damn it.
Plymouth to get relegated by Christmas. They can't get relegated by Christmas.
Oh
No, man.
James
Samuel McNeil. We're gonna surprise a few people, I reckon. Well, if we can get the right players in.
Yeah, I was thinking between him and Tarkowski, but I thought Declan Rice would have been definitely.
Oh yeah, Liam, what a dub that Nigel said we're going to finish 8th.
I'll be amazed, man.
No, that won't happen.
That would be unbelievable if that happened.
Daryl, you can.
And he said Wednesday to go down. I thought, come on.
Daryl can answer this straight away.
You saying go?
You can answer this straight away. The question.
Oh, this one here.
I wouldn't care. I'd only looked at the table a few minutes ago and I forgot.
No, I know this. It's Villa and Leicester.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course it is.
It's Villa and Leicester.
Yeah, all right. I've got no idea, but
it's Ice Cream Team and Foxes.
Fox, I don't think so.
To be fair, Villa should have scored 52 goals anyway because they got robbed against Man City at home.
I can't believe Leicester scored. Can't believe Leicester scored over 50 goals, but still got.
Oh, it's bottle jobs.
Season lasted 297 days. For how many of them were Arsenal top of the league? Oh, Jesus. Well, they were top of the league for majority of the season.
How many days was it?
279. I don't know why 282 is there when the season lasted for less than that.
Must be 248 then. I'll go with that because I remember them being top of the
Either
league.
204, 248. They were top of the league for a long time, and then just
I'd say 248.
bottling it, and City just started.
I think they dropped off at the beginning of May, which would mean about a month they weren't.
Are we happy with that?
Yeah, I'd go with that. What about you, Liam?
Anyway,
nice.
84% of the season.
So I asked Liam, and then
got...
Harold presses it straight away.
Yeah,
he's got precious.
Well, yeah, I do want to get this. I do want to get this stream done before midnight, lads. So
True.
All three promoted clubs, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest, all stayed up in the previous 30 Premier League seasons. How many times did this happen? Well, you already mentioned 27. You already mentioned 2017.
Yeah,
2017,
because they did stay up. Because Newcastle, Brighton, and Huddersfield went up, and then they all stayed up. In fact, I swear that is the only time because I remember them saying in the media and all that, like, this is a new achievement or something. But I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
Well, we've got a 1 in 3 chance if you think about it, because we know it definitely happened once. It's just whether it happened more.
I don't think it's happened 5 times.
No, neither do I.
If it was me, I'd go 3 times just because I think it would have happened before.
Just go.
I don't mind. You guys choose. You guys choose.
They
Well, we've all got to agree, lads, here.
Go for once.
You see, Jack mentioned earlier with Newcastle, Newcastle and Brighton, all staying up, and Huddersfield, I think it was, all in that same season, 2017-18, when we lost to Huddersfield.
I remember that game. United were very poor.
That was embarrassing.
I remember
embarrassing.
Chelsea's home game at Huddersfield. That was poor because that didn't just nearly cost us Europe, but not Europe, the Champions League. Sorry, that gave Tottenham Champions League automatic qualifying. That did. It was a freaking pain in the arse.
Oh, sad shame. All right.
And they finished top London club, which is a dark day for everyone.
So, are we going once or three?
I don't mind. Liam's saying once. Are you saying once or 3 times, Garrick?
I mean, I would say 3 times, but if Liam wants to go once...
If you're happy to go with once, I'll go with once.
Yeah, go once, yeah.
I just think it could be. Because,
if you think it was in the media, then, yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Again, I could be wrong, though.
It is 3 times. So this is the 4th time that's happened.
Hang on a minute. When did it happen? In
2002,
2017?
2012, and 2017.
Hang on, who went up? Burnley, Middlesbrough. That's a lie because Hull went up and Hull went down. Well, they've got that wrong. It didn't happen in 16-17 because Burnley went up, Borough went up, Hull went up. Only Burnley and Borough survived.
No,
actually, no. Borough went down. Borough and Hull went down. 16-17's wrong.
I think they probably put the wrong one. 17-18 it should have been.
Unless they're talking about who came up in 16-17.
No, it says all 3 promoted clubs stayed up. How many times has this happened?
Yeah, that's wrong. Then 16-17's wrong.
The answer's probably right, but...
See, the Guardian, I know more than you. I don't really.
See, they put the wrong date. It's supposed to be 17-18. That's what you said. So 2002, 2012. Well, that would probably sound
11-12. Right. So QPR, Norwich, and Swansea went up, and yeah, they all stayed up. So yeah, that's right. That makes sense now.
Well, so it is right. It's just
and then 2001-02.
Well, I wasn't.
One of them was Fulham. I know that. One of them was Fulham. I just don't remember who the other one was. I'm gonna look it up. Fuck it, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I wasn't born then. Yeah, they put the wrong season on because it should have been 17-18. The 16-17.
Anyway,
right.
Next.
But never mind. Next one. Man City have won the top flight 3 times in a row. Who were the first team to achieve this feat? How was Manchester United not on there?
Oh, this must be before
it's
the Premier League.
Right, definitely not Liverpool.
I was expecting this question to be the Premier League, and then I would have said Manchester United.
Top flight, mate. So it could be.
Yeah, so it's top flight
Before the.
I can't lie. I'm pretty sure it's Preston.
But
I don't know how many league titles they've got. Though.
Arsenal won it. Well, Arsenal won it in 2002 and 2004.
Yeah, they that's another season they absolutely blew. They were meant to win 2003 and they absolutely blew it to Man United. It just shows Arsenal are so good. Arsenal are so good at blowing titles.
You know what? Right.
I reckon this might be others.
If you think about it, with this specific question, there's a good chance that we would need someone to know football knowledge from like the 1910s or something like that.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have one.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
believe it or not, it's either I reckon Preston or others.
I was just going to say, I think it's Preston, but I was just going to say regarding 01-02, yeah, Fulham, Blackburn, and Bolton came up, and yeah, they all stayed up.
I reckon it'll have been a surprise one. Preston and Huddersfield will have been good.
Let's go for Preston Bent End.
I can't imagine Arsenal doing it. I think, or Huddersfield. I think it's Preston. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Liam,
shocked if this is right, mind. Oh yeah, 1920.
Yeah, we were.
What did you say? What did you?
24.
What did you say to me, Garrick?
I was just saying you sound like my brother saying things like Preston Ben 10. That's
To be
something my
fair, that's a
brother
hard
would say.
question.
Yup,
anyway, that
yup.
was.
Your brother created one of the funniest moments I'd had
Oh
on
yeah.
the street because he shouted "commit suicide" to your dad.
Oh my god! Why would you do that?
And this is why. This is why.
No, the reason, I mean, I couldn't contain myself, and obviously, obviously something like that is not really to laugh about, but
It's not.
I couldn't contain myself at the time because we were doing a quiz. And Owen was answering the question, and he was getting absolutely nowhere with the answers. So he's saying, "Oh God," I think it was a Guess Who or something we were doing, and he was getting nowhere. He was, "Oh dear, now." So he was struggling, and he said, "Oh, I don't know." Then, and all of a sudden, we hear the words "commit suicide." I'm thinking he's not doing that bad, is he?
The context of that. The context of that.
By the way, if anyone knew Huddersfield won in 1923, 24, 25, get yourself on Sky Sports.
Yeah, I was
Because
saying
bloody hell, I wasn't born then. So,
the context with why my brother said that was it was just him and my dad were just having an argument or something. Like, I don't know what it was over, I sort of forgot, but he just said it because he don't know what it was.
Did he
But
say
only
sorry
not-
afterwards?
Nothing serious.
Did he say sorry afterwards?
Probably not. I don't know.
No.
Anyways, next question. United set a Premier League record in 95 that has been equalled 3 times by Leicester in 2019, by United again in 2021, and which team this season? Well, it doesn't say exactly
I know what this is
record.
now. I know what this is now. Yeah, it's Liverpool. I didn't know what I was there thinking at first. I didn't know what record it was at first, but now I've realised it's the 9-0.
Oh!
Man
Oh,
United beat Ipswich
9-0.
9-0 in 95. Then Leicester beat Southampton 9-0 in 2019. Then United beat Southampton 9-0 in 2021. Yeah, it's Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
Who's
That
the win
makes
9-0 against? Oh, oh dear, against Bournemouth. Oh dear. And then they won 7-0 against us. Yeah. Oh, here we go. It looks like this is a Chelsea question.
Oh, God.
Oh. Which player made 15 appearances this season, working under 3 different managers, scoring a goal and being sent off? Yet he didn't start a single game.
Wait a minute.
Diego
Yeah,
Costa.
no, it's Gallagher. Yeah, Gallagher didn't start.
Conor Gallagher, surely.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
Gallagher.
sure.
It is Gallagher.
Yeah, I thought so.
Must
Didn't
be.
he start against?
What?
I
Oh,
was about to say,
I forgot Lucas Moura hasn't started. Hardly
the
started a
early
game.
goal.
That makes more
Oh, when we
sense.
played Bryce, when we played him.
Oh, he did as well. Yeah, that's
Right, next.
I forgot
Which
Baldy-
player
my ball
scored?
knowledge in the bin immediately.
Yeah.
I forgot Baldy existed. Anyway.
Which player scored in 26 games this season, a record he now shares with Andy Cole, who did the same in 93-94 with the Geordies? Ivan Toney, Erling Haaland, Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane. Surely Erling Haaland, top scorer.
Hang on, let's have a look at the question again. I'm just curious.
So which
Okay.
player scored 26 times this season?
I don't know. It's surely Haaland. Must be.
You'd think it's Haaland. No. Rashford scored quite a few goals, but he hasn't scored He hasn't scored over 26 goals, mate. He's only scored about 16.
It's surely one of Haaland or Kane. They're the top 2 top scorers.
Yeah, because they scored 30 goals at least.
But I swear Kane started more games than Haaland has. Because I know Haaland was injured for a bit, I swear.
I'd
So
say
we lead
Kane,
it.
to be
Well,
fair.
So...
Bless you.
What is going on?
We're on a stream, Garrick. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I gathered that.
Mm-hmm. I'll go Kane, personally.
Kane then.
Yeah.
He came, he saw, and it's correct.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair play, Liam. Nice one.
He also set a new record by scoring 10 headers this season. Well,
Should have been 9.
He was always headed that way.
Scousmug did it in 19. Yeah.
You didn't even finish that bit, Liam.
Jamie Carragher did it in
Oh,
19.
God.
That was terrible. Jamie Carragher did it in 1999. A.k.a. Scouseford, who knows enough all.
No, I'm saying, oh God, because it's about Carragher.
Yeah. Michael Proctor did it in 2003. Jonathan Malters did it in 2013. Who did it this season? Isn't this? Hang on, isn't this? Isn't this score 2 own goals in the game? If it is, it's Wout Faes. He did it. Because he had a pay slip from Liverpool telling him to score 1 goal. It's got to be Wout Faes. It's got to be the own goals.
I don't know.
Well done.
2 own goals in the match at Anfield in the game they didn't deserve to
I
win.
would have got this wrong because I probably would have put Lewis Dunk.
Yeah, United fans know what we're talking about. Mate. Carry on.
Yeah, well, you'd have got dunked.
I could tell you it definitely wasn't done in that because he used to score on goals quite a bit.
Which some of them.
Oh, it's Wolves. It's Wolves. It's Wolves.
Yeah, it's definitely Wolves.
Yeah, we literally
looking this up a few minutes ago. It's Wolves.
Yeah, 31 goals. Even Erling Haaland scored more.
Poor Wolves.
That's a good start.
They're a team that likes a few draws. What was the average attendance at Premier League games this season?
Oh God.
Well, the Fortress had the most fans in the ground.
Well, it's surely
the average attendance, but you've got to remember some of them don't
surely
even know 30,000.
Wouldn't it surely be around 40,000? Because obviously not everyone is Old Trafford or the Emirates, are they?
Old Trafford is 75,000. Brighton's highest attendance was 31,000 against Chelsea, which I saw earlier on.
Yeah.
Talking
I'm not
about
surprised. 4-1 win.
Arsenal's 50-odd thousand, isn't
Talking
it?
about
City.
Talking about Old Trafford, England's game was at Old Trafford last night.
That was a piece of pee, wasn't it?
And that our announcer was there.
35K.
It's funny because our announcer was there as well.
Oh, Portugal have beaten Iceland 1-0, and guess who scored last minute?
The GOAT Ronaldo, yeah.
Yes, the money.
He's not the GOAT. No.
This argument could go
The money
on
wobber.
for years. This Ronaldo, Messi.
No. Neither of them are the GOAT. That's my opinion. Neither of them are the GOAT.
Anyway.
Who's your GOAT then?
My GOAT's
probably
Diego. No, my GOAT's Diego Maradona.
Cheat.
Yeah,
It goes Maradona.
handball.
For me, it goes Maradona, then Pele, then Messi, then Ronaldo. But that's just me.
I mean,
Who was the handball against for Maradona? Was that against us?
Yeah, it was
it
against
was,
us in 1986.
Yeah. No, he's still for me the greatest player I've ever seen. Man's unbelievable. But I'd say my most underrated player, and he actually comes in my he comes in my 5th or 6th for this for greatest players of all time. Johan Cruyff for the Netherlands. Mate, what a player.
Cruyff Town, yeah.
Him and Bergkamp.
I can't lie, boys. I'd actually put Ronaldinho in this conversation. I looked up to Matt Man when I was a kid, and he's he's phenomenal.
Bob.
If he carried on, if he continued to manage to do what Messi and Ronaldo did, I think he'd be up there right with them. That's my honest
Anyway,
opinion.
can we answer the question, please?
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. It is 10:20, so today would be nice.
Well,
40.
that's
so
early
we're
for
saying
me.
about 40.
Certainly for me at Harvey.
45, right? So we're saying 40, sort of 40-ish, aren't we?
I'd go 35 because we've still got like Bournemouth and Brentford. Bournemouth on 11K, Brentford on 17K. You've got
We've almost got a bigger stadium than
Yeah,
them.
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
you've got Fulham who
So-
are on like 22.
Yeah.
So I'd go 35.
Yeah, I go 35. I go 35.
Watch it be 40. Yes, I didn't I?
The best stadium in the
The-
Premier League.
Biggest
Fortress.
crowd was United win over City. Smallest was 9,000 at home to Palace. Oh dear, for Bournemouth.
Fortress. Hehe.
How are you meant to know that? Oh, that's a difficult one. Which team put out a starting 11 entirely of British
Not
players?
Bournemouth because they
Well,
got.
it's definitely not Newcastle, that's for sure.
Who's the most Brexit team then, basically?
I swear it's Forest.
yeah, yeah.
Forest,
I'll go
yeah.
Forest.
Half of Forest players aren't English.
I can't imagine. Yeah, but I can't imagine it being Palace.
For starters, they've got Zaha.
Newcastle.
Yeah, Zaha's from the Ivory Coast. I swear it's
Newcastle
Forest.
don't have a.
I'd go
Newcastle don't have
Forest.
a. Sorry, Bournemouth don't have one. Forest don't. Okay. Yeah, it's the trees. Against Spurs. Wolves nearly achieved an all-Portuguese XI.
More against Cox.
Yeah, trees. Who missed 4 penalties?
Mitrovic.
The most in this season.
I mean,
Mitrovic.
Well, I mean,
I don't know, so I'll go with Liam's word on that.
Mitrovic.
it's not McAllister, I can tell you that.
we had Mahrez didn't miss penalties this season for once.
He's very good at missing.
It's Mitrovic.
I think there was one when Mitrovic missed 2 in a game. So
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know who this is, so I'm going to go with Liam's word and say it's
It's
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic.
Well, Liam's. Liam's. God, I'm knackered. Liam's saying Mitrovic. Yeah, but he
Yeah,
also
fair play,
scored
mate, fair
4.
play.
He scored 4, missed 4. Which fixture was there a 43-year age gap between the two managers?
Well, Roy Hodgson's.
Got
Roy
to be
Hodgson-
Roy Hodgson
Roy
and
Hodgson's an old
Ryan Mason or something like that.
It's definitely
Why
not
not?
Arsenal Leicester, and that's a fact.
I mean, Arteta and
Bournemouth Leeds.
Brendan
Bournemouth
Rodgers.
Leeds doesn't know.
Southampton,
Southampton, West Ham.
Nathan Jones.
Let's go for the old age pension again.
It's. I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, I think it's Spurs Palace,
It's
but
70.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Southampton West Ham.
Has to be Spurs Palace.
75, Mason 31. I said that, didn't I? I said Mason.
Old
Boyd.
git.
Old good. Who set a new record for the most left-footed goals in the Premier League history, overtaking Robbie Fowler's previous record of 105? Kane, Salah, Mahrez, or Money?
But it's not
Penala.
going to be Raheem Sterling, I'll tell you that now.
No,
Penala.
he was garbage.
Penala.
Yeah, he does like. He
I
does
think
like
it's
a left
Salah.
foot.
I think it's Salah.
He does like his left foot, doesn't he?
He does like pens, yeah. Go for him.
But he scored some good goals, though. Yeah, 19 this season,
Yeah,
which
like
is
10 of them
pretty
were
good
dives.
considering. Yeah.
Right.
Who got?
Oh,
Which
Here
was the
we
only
go.
player to get sent off twice this season?
Casemiro.
Casemiro.
Yeah, Casemiro.
Because they look at
Yep.
they look at it. They look at him and
They,
go,
they
"Oh,
look. They look at him and go, "Oh yeah, we hate Casemiro. We'll send him off." If it's anyone else, it's a yellow card. No, it's Casemiro.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. They cannot say, The Guardian cannot say a strange season for Casemiro. He has been United's best player this season. That's ridiculous. A strange season? What have they
No,
been
no,
fucking
no, no,
smoking?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
I see where they're coming from because he got suspended, but he was also the man of match.
He's
nature.
literally, him and Rashford have been United's best players this season. There's no way he's had a strange season. Guardian are smoking something.
I'm glad. Oh, don't want to know. Which striker was caught offside more often than anyone else and was caught offside more times?
Who's the fastest?
Which striker was caught offside more often than anyone else and was offside more times than he had shots?
Personally, for
Right,
me, Bamford.
Well, knowing Kai Havertz, he's offside nearly
Probably
every
Havertz.
single game.
No,
It
I'm
wouldn't
going
stop me.
Bamford.
if it's
Either Havertz or Vardy. Wout
I'm going
Weghorst
Bamford.
didn't even have. Wout Weghorst didn't even have 28 shots.
I
So
genuinely
he
think
did
it's
all
Kai.
correct.
Bamford for me.
Oh, right. Well, who are we going for then?
Should we go for Bamford? See what happens.
Yeah.
What should be Kai Havertz?
I think it's Kai. He's very good at being offside. Oh, he was
Vardy.
Vardy.
Oh, right. Huh.
He only scored 3 goals this season. Jesus.
That's not like him as well.
No, he's normally better than that. Oh, past it. Which team won the game whilst having 18% of the ball?
I swear that's Everton.
No,
That
they get
probably
more.
is.
They get more possession than that.
Again, it's
Yeah,
who's
19.
the most Brexit team.
It wouldn't. But like I remember their 1-0 win over Arsenal at Goodison Park. But then again, you could say the same thing about Forest when they beat Arsenal 1-0 at City Ground.
Yeah, they had very low possession. Yeah.
Well, put it this way, it's one of them.
Forest.
Final
I
question.
don't think it. All I'm going to say is I don't think it's West Ham.
Oh, something's popped into my head. I've got no idea whether it's right, but I'm pretty sure when Brentford beat Man City, there was like final day. There might have been something on that they had so low possession and still won.
It's not going to be like 9%, is it? No.
That rings a bell about Brentford beating City.
Could you imagine someone having 9% possession or 5% possession then winning the game 1-0? That is just pure shithousery right there in a nutshell.
I just remember the Arsenal game against Forest, to be honest, if it just rings a bell.
I think it's one of Forest or Everton. I don't see it being Brentford or West Ham.
Don't leave her on the road too long down there. It's not fair.
No, I'm not. I'm busy on here at the minute, so there you go.
Hello, old man.
Jesus.
He's deaf at the door now.
Go on, what do you boys think?
Anyways, yeah, well, if I'm busy on a stream. Tough tits to him, I've heard. Right. Anyways, 18%. Where were we?
Who do you all think? I'm thinking one of Everton.
It sounds like Everton. Sounds like Everton.
Forest for me, personally. Just...
Garrick, what about you? What do you think?
I would say Brentford because of that thing that went in my head. But if I'm like the only one here, then I'd go something else.
God, we've all gone different, and apart from Darren and I, who both think Everton. Although I think it'd be one of Everton or Forest. I don't know.
Be surprised if there's anyone else.
Who should we go for then? I don't mind.
I'm going to say Forest for me.
Okay,
That's
we'll
my
go with that
decision.
then.
We'll go Forest. We'll see what happens.
Huh?
That's just taking us.
Oh.
Oh, it was fair play, Liam. Fair play.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was against Arsenal as well.
Good old banter club.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. We got past.
Ah! 16th.
We've got past halfway, so we've done well. That's what that means.
What percentage that? What percentage?
That's a good score. You
Um,
boring frauds. That's a good score.
That is a good score.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Eh?
a brilliant score.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah, it is a brilliant score, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's a positive score. It's not going to be a negative score, is it?
Oh!
What?
Do you know what percent that is? 69.5.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh, what a good
Iconic
percentage.
number. That
Good
immediately,
percentage.
Liam, that immediately reminds me of my Charlton video, and that fan was walking in front of me with a 69 on the back of the shirt. I was like, oh, what a number we have right there.
Can we get that video up? Let's show the video.
I'll try. I'll see if I can get it up.
Charlton away. The disaster.
Jesus.
No, I don't want that. Either I'll get it up on my phone or I'll share my screen. It's up to you.
Can do, yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
This stream's not done very well.
I'll just show it on here for now.
Hopefully tomorrow does a little bit better, I'd say.
Here we
There'll be
go.
probably more fans will probably watch tomorrow.
Let's watch this game and get the
Hang on. Come on, it's coming. If anyone can see it.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that.
No, play the video.
Yeah, I know. I'm just showing the still image just on because I wanted to make sure people could see it.
Fares is the GOAT. Yeah, for Liverpool.
I said so quietly. The amazing number there.
Unfortunately for you, mate, Fares is garbage.
By the way, it's 2-0 to Scotch Eggs.
To be fair, Chester
Scotch
Leicester, if he's
Scotland.
your goat and he's your
Scotch Eggs.
admiration and inspiration, then honestly, fair play to you, mate. Like, yeah.
Well, I suppose that's about that, really. I mean, we haven't really spoke too much about Chelsea, but sort of before we finish, probably won't be much to say, but how would you sum it up?
Yeah, see you next season, mate. And I'm looking forward to Leicester away. Both of us are.
See you next season. You're looking forward to Leicester away. Oh, Plymouth.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, that's probably about it. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with the Championship season review. All being well, we'll be joined by Yusuf, Jude, who's a Watford fan, and possibly another Borough fan. Come on. We'll see what happens anyway. But I said there won't be a quiz tomorrow because I'm not doing a quiz for everyone. Thanks. Thanks lots for coming on. The likes of Liam, I'll see you on.
Do you want me to create an Argo one, Jack? If I can.
Wait, what for?
An Argo quiz for Thursday.
Only thing being, I'm not going to be on the stream on Thursday.
Of course.
It's my fucking
Mate,
birthday.
he wasn't particularly good, mate. Though, was he? Let's be.
No,
honest.
he wasn't.
Maybe next week, Liam. Maybe next week. Next week might work.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We'll have more
Anyways.
time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry
Right.
on.
Cheers up for coming on. Have a good birthday on Thursday, mate.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Liam, see you on Thursday.
He's 50. No, I'm joking.
He's 50.
Wait, 50? Oh, that'd be horrible. That'd actually be disgusting.
That
Pension next week.
That reminds.
I mean, that's earning money, so I'll take that.
Remember when I was like first on your streams?
Oh, here we go.
Right.
I was first on your streams, and then I got a load of people like starting speaking to me
I
saying,
don't know
"Why are
this
you
song,
on a
I know.
stream with a 50-year-old man?" And they were referring to Daryl, and it's like,
Did you tell him I'm not even half that?
yeah, I checked.
Oh,
I think at the time you were like 18, 19.
I mean, I do look about 30 with the beard and stuff, but 50 is taking the thing. I'd be worried if I was 50 when my dad's 58.
He's almost in treble 20 then.
Dear. No, I'd be worried if I was 50 if my dad's 58.
Ideally, I wish I was 18 again on Thursday, but unfortunately not.
How old are you turning? 20?
24. Horrible age. Too old.
Oh, I didn't realise you were that older than me.
I wish I was younger.
I'm 21 next month, so
21?
9 plus 10.
yeah. Can someone explain that part of it? Because people have been saying that to me throughout the whole of school, saying what's 10 plus 9, and I'm like,
19.
19, mate. And they said no, it's 21. I'm like, if you think it's 21, then by all means put that in your exam, but you'll fail. Like, what is all that?
That reminds me of my old karate days when I kept asking all my mates, what's 9 plus 10? And one of them just came up with 21. I was like, oh, he gets it.
What is it anyway? I don't understand.
It's just a meme, basically, if you want to put it that way.
It's a meme that doesn't make sense. Because 10 plus
Yeah.
9 is 19.
To be fair, there are so
If you
mate,
think 10 plus 9 is 21, then you are crap at maths.
mate,
Okay.
there's so many.
Alright.
There's so many memes that don't make sense, but they're all absolutely hilarious. And if you want an example, watch every single Michael Rosen video out there, and that tells you everything.
Well, I passed my maths exam, so there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I passed
Meanwhile-
mine in GCS. I passed my GCSEs first time.
Meanwhile, I didn't give a fuck about GCSEs. All I wanted to do was pass English and maths so I could get onto my diploma at college. So I wanted to do, and I got it. So boom, there we go.
On that note, we'll end it there.
On that note, let's end it there. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you tomorrow for the championship review. Thanks, Gareth, for coming on as well.
No, Daryl's not going to be there. He's coming to golf with Liam and I instead.
You'd be lucky. Be lucky.
Well, if he,
Right.
if he leaves now,
I'll-
he would.
Yes. Right. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the championship review. But for now, have a good night. Bye.
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 Right. Well, that was
Interesting.
It was lovely.